ほら、ルフィ、今一緒に海賊になる仲間を探してるんだ。
Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Wandering Zoro, your go-to destination for anime-related content. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. In today's video, we're going to be diving into part 4 of the series. So be sure to stick around until the end, and let's get started. It was finally time to go back to UA. Izuku, Clover, and Nia had left and caught up with Katsuki, who was giving Gadget the stink eye while Gadget was holding hands with Maria. Then the three noticed their friends. Katsuki, oi, nerds. Cat girl. Nia, call me that again and you'll understand just how dangerous I can be. The others chuckled at that interaction. They then continued their walk to school. Katsuki, so, nerds. How'd it go with convincing Auntie Inko to let Nia and Eri stay? I can only imagine how that went. Nia, don't remind me of that. My back was sore for 3 whole days. Flashback. Katsuki, Gadget, and Maria had left for home, leaving the other Master Morphers, Dramarch, and Eri walking to the Midoriya household. Well, Eri was riding on Dramarch's back. Nia, so, how are your parents like? Clover, let's just say that our mom will make your mom seem like a pile of shit. Izuku, Clover. Clover looked to see Eri tilting her head. Eri, sure? Clover, sure graveyards. Yeah. Eri, what's a shipwreck? Nia, that's not important. And Clover, watch yourself. Clover shivers. Izuku, what he means is that our mom is much better than yours. No offense. Nia, it's our mother you're insulting. Not us. But what about your dad? Izuku, he died not long after we were born. Nia, sorry. Clover, don't worry about it. Eventually, they arrived at their apartment. Izuku, fair warning, our mom can be a bit much. Dramarch, I feel as though you are exaggerating a little, Master Izuku. Nia, how bad could it be? Izuku and Clover sweat dropped. Izuku and Clover, famous last words. They knock on the front door and Inko opened it. Inko, Izuku, Clover. I'm so happy to see you boys again. She gave them a bear hug. A really tight one. Izuku, Mom. Clover, can't breath. Inko let the two go. Inko, oh. Sorry, boys. How were the internships? Izuku, About that. There are some people we'd like you to meet. Inko, HM? Nia, Dramarch, and Eri came up to her. Nia, I'm Nia. This is my best friend, Dramarch, and my little sister, Eri. Inko, are you friends with my sons? Dramarch, indeed we are. Inko swiftly brought them into a bear hug. Inko, my babies made friends with more people, I'm so happy. Nia, let me go. Inko realized what she was doing and let them go. Inko, oh. I'm so sorry. Why don't you come inside and we can talk? They all agreed to it. Nia, I now see what they meant. As they sat down, Nia told Inko everything that happened. Needless to say, she was crying up a river. Again. She then brought Eri in a hug. Not a tight one. Inko, I'm so sorry you had to deal with all of that. I'm so happy to see you all right now. Eri smiled and returned the hug. Izuku, so, we need to address the elephant in the room. Eri, there's an elephant in the room? She looked around the room. Eri, is it invisible? Dramarch, no, young Eri. It's a saying. It means that they are going to discuss the problem that we are currently dealing with. Eri, oh. Izuku, Nia, Eri, and Dramarch need a place to stay. We were wondering if they could stay with us. Inko, well, of course. However, Nia and Eri looked a bit worried. Inko, we're going to need a bigger place. We don't have much room even with just me and you boys. And I don't feel comfortable with anyone sleeping on the couch. Other than that, they're definitely welcome. Nia sighs in relief. Clover, then until then, I guess Izuku and I will share a room while Nia, Eri, and Dramarch have the other one. It's best that I sleep in Izuku's room. Inko. I have a better idea. Clover and Izuku, that look is never a good thing. Inko, instead, Izuku and Nia can share a room while you and Dramart share the other. Eri and I will share a room together. Izuku and Nia blushed madly. Izuku and Nia, what? Clover, I had a feeling. Inko was easily able to find Nia glancing at Izuku with tints of pink on her cheeks. She's not dense. And so from then on, Izuku and Nia shared the same room, Inko and Eri shared the same room, and Clover and Dramart shared the same room. Clover and Dramart grew to be good friends. Inko was there to teach Eri stuff she didn't know, and as for Izuku and Nia, let's just say that things were awkward. Thankfully, Nia understood his obsession with All Might. Then came the day it was time to go back to UA. Eri, no. Please stay, Nia. Nia, I understand that you want me to stay, Eri. But I have to go to school with the rest of my fellow rangers. Eri, new. Dramart, young Eri. It's going to be okay. Nia will be back later today. Eri, you promise? Dramart, I promise. Eri, okay. She reluctantly let Nia go and the three left for UA. End of flashback. Katsuki, that is both adorable and hilarious. Maria, I honestly thought you would be a lot more reluctant given what happened with Overhaul. Nia, Dramart is very capable. And Inko is apparently terrifying when angered. Katsuki, Clover, and Izuku shivered remembering an angry Inko. Gadget. Yikes. If it's enough to make them shiver, I don't want to think about it. They then arrived at UA and went to Class 1A. Inside 1A. Aizawa, all right class, there's a reason why the Rangers aren't here yet. It's because we have a new student. Students, another one? Aizawa, as it turns out, she's a Ranger like them. The class was surprised. Then there was a knock at the door. Aizawa, here they are. The door opened and revealed the Rangers. Nia, hello. My name is Nia. The sixth member of this Ranger team. Wow. They weren't kidding when they said that everyone else in this class is female. Nice to meet you all. With that, they sat down. Most of the classes went on as normal. It was time for the heroics class. All Might, I am here. Hope you're ready to return to our lessons. Gadget. Hang on. Nia's not back yet. Nia, I'm coming. Izuku, Nia. There you are. What are you wearing? Nia, oh, relax you big baby. Izuku, relax. Relax. How can I relax when my own teammate is wearing something as revealing as that? Nia, I figured you would like to see that. Koneko, Izuku? Like this. Trust me, Nia. It'll be a cold day inside an active volcano before you see Izuku ogle over revealing outfits. Nia, and you know this how? Koneko, I've known Izuku, Clover, and Katsuki since we were little kids. Nia, oh. Well, sorry, Izuku, but this is how my quirk works. I'm not exactly a big fan of it myself. Ryako, you too, huh? Nia, you're stuck with a revealing outfit. Ryako, yeah. Although mine is far more revealing. All Might cleared his throat to get their attention. All Might, today is hero basic training. Feels like I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Now then. Listen carefully for what's in store. We're going to be conducting a little race. Take everything you've learned from your internships and apply it to this rescue training. Rangers, that won't do for us. Zords are only meant to be used in an emergency. Weiss, wait, shouldn't we be at the USJ for this? All Might, that facility specializes in disasters. As Kay said earlier, this is a race. So prepare. You're about to step into Field Gamma. Inside is an aisle full of factories that form an intricate labyrinth, so good luck finding your way around. All Might, you'll be competing in groups of 6. Apart from one of you. That one will be of 7. Each person starts from a different location on the outskirts of the model city. I'll send a distress signal, and you do what you must to rescue me. Whoever finds me first wins. But try to keep the property damage to a minimum. All right. First group. Get to your places. The first group was none other than the Master Morphers. All Might. Begin. They all brought out different morphers. Izuku's morpher. Katsuki's morpher. Clover's morpher. Maria's morpher. Gadget's morpher. Nia's morpher. Izuku, White Ranger. Dino Power. Katsuki, Shift into Turbo. Clover, Activate Beast Power. Gadget, Dino Thunder. Power Up. Ha! Maria, Overdrive Accelerate. Nia, Gold Ranger Power. Now that they've morphed, they rushed off at incredible speed. Each ranger specializes in speed. But thanks to One for All, Izuku was able to outspeed everyone, allowing him to win. After that, everyone else went. What? I'm not going into all that detail. That didn't happen in the anime either. Before the class ended. All Might, young Midoriya. I want you and the rest of your team to come to me after class. We need to talk. When class ended, the Rangers went to All Might. Izuku, you wanted to see us? All Might, Rangers. Come sit down for a moment. That includes you too, Nia. They all sat down and All Might revealed to Nia his true form. Nia, What happened to you? All Might, Nia, I will explain in a little bit. But I wanted you all to come here because it's time you knew the truth. Nia, the truth about what? Izuku went on to explain his quirk, to which Nia was completely shocked. All Might, it's time you Rangers knew. The origins of One for All. The Rangers were all ears. All Might, One for All was derived by another quirk. A very old one. Gadget. It used to be something different. All Might. Yes. The name of the quirk I speak of is called All for One. It allows the user to take quirks from others. The user could then keep the quirks for himself, or give them to someone else. The Rangers were shocked by this new info. All Might, this was back when quirks were just starting to show up. It was before society had figured out how to deal with the newly powered among them. When quirks first showed up, it was impossible to say what it really meant to be normal. Laws and human rights were furiously debated. The progress of civilization was stalled and society had decayed. Izuku, if superpowers had never appeared, then humans would be taking interstellar holidays by this point. That was said by someone famous. All Might, right. And during that chaotic period of change, there was one person who managed to rally many people together. He went by the same name as his quirk. All for One. He stole quirks from others. And then, spread his influence across the country. He manipulated people to serve his purposes. He also committed evil acts with little resistance. It didn't take long before he became the leader of villains and ruled over Japan. Nia, but isn't he just made up? Like a story you tell kids to get them to behave. All Might shook his head. Maria, figured as much. This is the kind of history people would want to avoid telling about. All Might, exactly. Katsuki, hang on, what does any of this have to do with One for All? All Might, I said that All for One had the ability to give quirks, remember? He made people trust him or submit to his will by altering their abilities. But there were many people who couldn't bear the burden of the quirks that were given to them. They became mindless living dolls. Rangers Nia, like Nomu. Nia, Nomu? Gadget explained to her about that beast. All Might, however, some quirks actually evolved as they were passed on. Some even combined with other powers. This evil man had a quirkless younger brother. He was small and sickly, but had a desire for justice. They couldn't be more different. He would always resist his brother. But then, All for One forcefully gave his brother a quirk. One that allows the user to stockpile power. Clover, wait. Izuku, are you saying? All Might. Yes. It turns out, the younger brother had a quirkless after all. No one knew about it. Not even him. It was a useless power that could only be passed down to others. And so, the two quirks merged. And that is how One for All came to be. The Rangers were in shock. Maria, that's kind of ironic. All Might. Yes. It is. As One for All was passed down, I came into possession of it. I was able to beat all for one. But not before he landed that nasty blow. Nia, what nasty blow? All Might showed her his injury. Nia, oh God. All Might, yeah. I had thought I killed him. But it appears that he had survived. And now, Izuku. You will one day have to face him. Izuku. Clover, he won't be alone. All Might and Izuku's eyes widened. Katsuki, if that power-stealing monster messes with just one of us. Maria, then he messes with all of us. Gadget, we're a team. We'll take on All for One together. Nia, and that's that. Izuku and All Might smiled. Izuku, thanks, guys. After that, the Rangers left. Izuku, so, what did you think, Nia? Nia, well, it was one heck of a first day at UA. It was time to start the final exams. The students got to the training grounds prepared to fight a bunch of robots. Aizawa, I expect many of you have gathered information and believe you have some idea of what you'll be facing today. Kami, we're fighting those robots, dudes. Ruby, camping, here we come. Nezu then appeared out of Aizawa's scarf. Nezu, actually, we have prepared something different. Lily, you're changing things? Nezu, the tests have a new focus. There will be hero work, of course. But also teamwork and combat between actual people. So what does that mean for you? You students will be working together in pairs apart from one of you, considering there is an odd number of students. They were worried about what he would say next. Nezu, and your opponents will be your teachers. They all widened their eyes. Nezu, at least, that was the plan. But there's a change now. You will be fighting some former villains who have turned over a new leaf and are happy to help you with these tests. Students, what? Then, footsteps could be heard. Unwan character. I'm so sick of this. Why is it so hard to navigate through this maze of a school? Unwan character. Oh, shut up. Unwan character. TCH. They turn around and what they see shocked them all. Especially the Rangers. Sledge. We are the former villains who you'll be fighting. I am Sledge. Poisandra. I'm his wife, Poisandra. Wrench. My name is Wrench. Fury. I'm Fury. Snide. Call me Snide. Curio. I'm Poisandra's bestie, Curio. Jared. I'm Jared. Camille. I'm Jared's wife, Camille. Zenaku. My name is Zenaku. Nadira. Nice to meet you all. I'm Nadira. Toxica. Hello. I'm Toxica. Jindrax. And I'm Toxica's best friend, Jindrax. Everyone's eyes widened. But none more so than the Rangers. Izuku, you all are. The former villains look at the newest Ranger team. Sledge, so. These 6 are the newest team of Rangers, huh? The Rangers got on guard. Izuku, Sledge. What are you even doing here? Sledge, right. I forgot that my change of heart wasn't shown to the Rangers. Izuku, what is the reason you stopped being evil? Tell us. Sledge, what? It's not obvious. Rangers, huh? Sledge, the reason why I've changed should be pretty obvious. The Rangers say nothing. Poisandra, Sledgiums, I don't think they understand. Sledge sighs. Sledge, all right. Then I'll tell you. The reason for my change of heart is because. Everyone listens closely. Sledge, I love Japan. Clover, that was not what I was expecting. Sledge, to think I spent all those years trying to get the energems when spending time in Japan was way, way better. It makes me want to sing. Snide, oh for the love of. Fury, enough. Sledge, party pooper. Everyone's sweat dropped at the conversation going on. Sledge, the point is. Japan is a place so great that I would much rather protect such a wonderful and fun place instead of wasting all my time on getting stuff that I should have given up on a long time ago. Ruby, wait. How old are you? Sledge, take a guess. Ruby, HM. 37. The Rangers start laughing. Sledge, what? Ruby, you said guess. Sledge, that was so far OFF. That wasn't even close. Normally when people play that game they think I'm older. Ruby: so, you're like 50? Sledge: what? The Rangers laugh even harder. Sledge: still no. Katsuki: he's in his 40s. Ruby: oh. That makes sense. Sledge: no, I'm not in my 40s. I'm over 65 million years old. I was around since the dinosaurs. Young: oh god, you are old. Aizawa: anyways. You'll be split into pairs except for one of you who will join the pair in battle. Nezu: now, these are not your ordinary individuals. Jindrax: which is why they are having us wear these. Toxica: these weighted cuffs will add 50% of our body weight to us. It will eat at our stamina away and give you a better chance at passing. Jindrax: hey, Toxica. I'm supposed to put these on my wrists, right? Toxica: yes. Where did you think they go? Jindrax: I thought they go around my neck and horn. Toxica sighs. Toxica: F it Jindrax. Wrench: and here I thought Curio was dumb. Curio: hey. I'm not dumb. Gadget: really? Curio: yeah. Maria: what's 9 plus 10? Curio: 21. Clover: you stupid. Izuku: so, who will be fighting who? 13. The first match will be Poisandra and Curio vs. Ryako: hang on. Why is the first round both of them? Wrench: because Curio is not much of a fighter. He wasn't built for combat. He was only built to give Poisandra a friend. Fury: his frickin' weapon is a toy hammer. Poisandra: and I'm the second weakest among our crew. So it's best that we combine our forces to make things fair. Ryako: fine. 13. As I was saying. The first match will be Poisandra and Curio versus Betty and Zelda. Power Loader: the second match will be Zenaku versus Blake and Koneko. Vlad King: the third match will be Wrench versus Toga and Lily. Toga: I won't let you down, Uncle V. Present MIC: the fourth match will be Sledge against Bakugo and Kami. Katsuki: hell yeah. Midnight: our fifth match will be Camille against Ryako and Ruby. Ectoplasm: the sixth match is Toxica versus Ochako and Maria. Cementos: the seventh match is going to be Snide versus Nia and Raftalia. Recovery Girl: the eighth match will be Jindrax versus Clover and Chara. Snipe: the ninth match will be Nadira versus Tohru and Weiss. Aizawa: the 10th match is Fury versus Gadget and Stella. All Might: and the final match will be Jared versus young Midoriya, young Kamado, and young Xiao Long. Nezu: each battle will take place in a different zone. It will go one by one, but you all must go to your posts immediately. Only when you finish are you allowed to watch the matches. Well, except the last round. They are going to stay there the entire time. Katsuki: how come, Nezu? Nezu: budget cuts. The students' sweat dropped but made their way to their posts. However, Nezu actually lied about the budget cuts. There was a big reason as to why this is going on. Flashback. The teachers were discussing finals when the former Power Ranger villains showed up and asked for the students to fight them instead. Nezu: may I ask why? Sledge: I'm sure you noticed by now, but past villains that Power Rangers fought are coming back. The one behind this is Rigul. The new Rangers may be strong, but there is only so much that can be handled. Aizawa: so you want the students to fight you so they know what to expect? Sledge: yes and no. There is something else. All Might: and what would that be? Just then in came All Might: Itasis. Itasis: so, you know who I am. Interesting. But we aren't here for idle chit-chat. We are here to discuss something very important. Aizawa: and that would be? Itasis: Project Grid. Nezu: would you be so kind as to tell me what this Project Grid is? Jared: if you want info from her, you need to give her info in exchange. Itasis: Jared is correct. If you want to learn about Project Grid, in exchange, I would like to know everything about Class 1A. Nezu: very well. Aizawa: sir, you can't be serious. All Might: it's all right, Aizawa. Itasis can be trusted. She turned against her evil master after realizing the role she played for him. Aizawa. Fine. Nezu explained everything about Class 1A. He whispered about one for all in her ear. Itasis. Thank you. Now, about Project Grid. It is a special system that Zato, the Red Dino Fury and Zenith Cosmic Fury Ranger created. This system allows the Morphin Grid to choose rangers of its own accord. But in order for that to happen, they must be proven worthy of becoming Power Rangers. All Might. Wait. Does that mean? Itasis. No. The Morphin Grid and the Morphin Masters chose Izuku, Clover, Katsuki, Gadget, Maria, and Nia. Those chosen by the Morphin Masters are given Master Morphers. However, there are a couple of people who have been a part of Project Grid. The hero Killer Stain. Teachers. What? Nezu. I wasn't expecting that. But I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count. Itasis then explained everything about the hero killer and what he actually does. The teachers were very surprised. Itasis. Project Grid also chose Toya Barleyton, formerly Toya Todoroki. He became the new Lunar Wolf Ranger. All Might. Interesting. So what you're saying is? Itasis. Yes. I want to see if the rest of 1A is worthy of becoming Rangers. With Rigul reviving the past villains Rangers fought, crime is getting more and more dangerous. The more Rangers there are, the better. So we wish to test our theory. Any new Rangers will be a big help. Nezu, well. I say, why not? I am willing to do this. And with that, the finals plan was in place. End of flashback. Itasis showed up in the viewing area alongside the teachers. Itasis, are we ready to get this started? Nezu, yes. In this final, the way to pass is to either become a ranger, capture the opponent, or flee the area. It's a good thing we didn't tell them about the first condition. That would ruin how they would take the test. Itasis, shall we begin? Nezu, yes. And with that, the first round of the finals began. The first match of the finals has begun. Betty and Zelda have begun running through the field. Betty. So, should we fight or should we escape? Zelda. Seeing how we don't know where Poisandra and Curio are, I think running is our best option. But then they ran into Poisandra. Poisandra. No such luck. Curio then walks up behind them. Curio, you heroes are toast. Poisandra and Curio charge with their weapons. Betty creates a bright pink spear and blocks Poisandra's lance while Zelda makes a light shield to block Curio's hammer before blasting him with light. Curio was sent back before charging in again. Betty's hands turned into dark pink spikes and blocked his toy hammer. Betty, you doing okay, Shek? Zelda, yeah. Thanks. Betty morphed her hand into a hammer and hit him in the face, sending him further back. Poisandra rushes towards Zelda and kicks her in the back of the head, which caused her to fall on Betty. While they got up, Poisandra helped Curio up. Poisandra, you good? Curio, yeah. Poisandra then empowered her lance and sent a bright pink wave at the two girls. After being redeemed, Sledge's crew trained their abilities and got stronger. But Zelda blocked it with her light shield. However, she was relentless and kept attacking. Thankfully, the shield was not budging. Unfortunately, Curio ran up to the shield. Empowering his hammer, he was able to break the shield. While in shock, Poisandra sent another pink wave at them. But Betty pushed Zelda out of the way and got hit with the attack, sending her flying into a building. Zelda, Soul Savior. Poisandra and Curio laughed. But it fell deaf on Zelda's ears as she went to go check on Betty. Zelda, Soul Savior. Are you alright? Betty, yeah. Ouch. That hurt. Poisandra, Betty Noir, right? Betty, yeah? What's it to you? Poisandra, you're the sister of Bête Noire. Why not join the villains and show those fools who their souls should belong to? Betty's eyes widened before she looked down and started to cry. Zelda, shut up. Betty looked up. Zelda, Soul Savior may be the sister of Bête Noire, but she's nothing like her. She's a wonderful person and my friend. She'll be a hero like she wanted. Nothing about her personality is like her sister. And I will stand by her side as her friend. Betty's eyes widened again. Curio. I suppose the failure who couldn't even fulfill her duty to master her powers would say that. You probably slack off all the time. Betty. Nosy doesn't. She works just as hard as the rest of us. She works tirelessly to get stronger and protect the people she cares for. Don't you dare say that about her. Zelda looks at Betty and smiles before helping her up. Zelda. Thank you, Soul Savior. Betty. No. Thank you, Shek. Let's stop them together. Zelda. Right. But just before they could start their attack, the Morphin Grid showed up. Poisandra. Looks like it worked. Zelda. What the? Betty. What is that? Blue energy flowed out of the Morphin Grid and surrounded the two girls before they gathered into two places and transformed. Betty. This is. Zelda. These are. Betty and Zelda. Morphers. Betty. But. How? Zelda. I don't know, but. I do know what to do. Betty. But. Should we really use it? Poisandra. They are your morphers after all. You're supposed to use them. Betty. Why would she tell us this? Well. Worth a shot. Zelda. Let's try it. Betty. It's Morphin time. Zelda. Magical Source. Mystic Force. Betty. Dino Charger. Ready. Energize. Unleash the power. Betty. Dino Charge. Pink Ranger. Zelda. Power of the Sun. Solari's Night. The laser lamp then appeared in Zelda's hand and Genji's looked out of the lid. Genji. Look at that. You must be the new Solari's Night, right? Nice to meet Cha. I'm Genji. I'm a genie cat. So yeah, I can grant wishes. What's your name? Wait, actually we have more pressing matters. I think. I'm right? Zelda. Yeah. Genji. Cool. TTYL. Betty. Ready, Shek? Zelda. Ready. The two rangers charge in with their blasters and they hit their marks. Betty. Dino Steel Armor on. Activating her Tricera drill, Betty jams the weapon into Poisandra's shoulder and causes a lot of damage. Poisandra. JH. Curio. Uh-oh. He then gets blasted by Zelda's laser lamp multiple times. Both of them were sent tumbling back. Betty. Let's finish this. Zelda. I'm with you on that. They charge up their next attack. Betty. Dino Morpher Blast. She shot a giant pink blast at the two. Zelda. Genji Shining Attack. The attack caused a lot of damage to them. The two rangers then rushed towards them and put the handcuffs on them. Speakers. Team Noir and Hyriel have passed the exam. Betty and Zelda. All right. Poisandra. Great job. Now, I suggest you go to the viewing room to see the rest of your class participate. And so, they did just that. Now it's time for round 2. Blake and Koneko were running through the city. Their ears alert for any danger. Unfortunately, Zenaka rushed in with his energy streak attack, zipping all over the place at incredible speed, knocking them away. Koneko. Gah. You okay, Gamble Shroud? Blake. Yeah. I couldn't even see him. Zenaku. How pathetic. They looked to his direction. Zenaku. I'd expect you both to at least see me coming. This is disappointing. He swung his crescent blade and lightning shot out of it. Luckily, the two girls were able to avoid it and Koneko used her senjutsu against Zenaku. Unfortunately, Zenaku blocked it with his crescent blade. Zenaku. Crescent blade. Crescent wave. He swung his crescent blade rapidly and shot a bunch of crescent waves at Koneko. Luckily, Blake pushed her out of the way, but was hit by the crescent waves and sent flying back. It also shredded her bow. Koneko. Gamble Shroud. Koneko rushed over to Blake. And saw. She has. Cat ears. Koneko. Gamble Shroud. You. Blake realized her bow was shredded and covered her ears. Blake, don't look at me. Zenaku. How interesting. You have cat ears. I wonder why you hid them. Blake, because it makes me a freak. I have 2 quirks and people always bully me for it. So I hide it and no one bullies me for it. Koneko, you think you're the only one who goes through that? Blake, Her? Koneko. I was given the exact same treatment. I was planning to do the same, but... Flashback. Random guy 1. Just die, you freak. Random guy 2. You're nothing more than an abomination. Past Koneko. Is that really what people see in me? She was crying. Luckily. Past Izuku. Hey. Leave her be. Past Clover. So she's different. So what? Past Izuku. If you don't leave her be, we'll stop you. The two random guys laughed at them. Until they felt immeasurable pain. Past Inko. You brought this on yourselves. Inko was using her quirk to pull at their skin cells. In a panic, they ran away like cowards. Past Izuku. Are you okay, Shironi? Past Koneko. Do I really seem like a freak? Just because I have essentially 2 quirks? Past Izuku. No. Don't say that. It just makes you special. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't hide who you are. Otherwise, you can't really be yourself. He wrapped Koneko in a hug. Koneko started to cry as she hugged him back. End of flashback. Koneko. Izuku taught me that it's important to embrace who I am. And now, I'm going to tell you the same. Don't hide who you are, Gamble Shroud. Be yourself. We're more than just classmates. We're friends. You helped me out. Let me help you out. Koneko offered Blake her hand. Blake, Senjutsu. She took her hand and was brought up. Blake, you're right. I have to accept who I am. Thank you. Koneko, that's what friends are for. Just then, the Morphin Grid showed up. Blake, HUH. Koneko, what's going on? Then, the same thing that happened it's Betty and Zelda happened to them. And then, 2 morphers appeared in their hands. Blake, isn't this? Koneko, I think they are. Blake and Koneko, morphers. Zenaku, just as Itasis said. Blake just needed to accept who she is. Hiding who you are can hold you back. Koneko, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Blake, I think so. Koneko, it's Morphin time. Dino Fury Key. Activate. Link to Morphin Grid. Blake, SPD Emergency. Koneko, Tiger Fury. Green Ranger. Blake, Shadow Ranger. Zenaku, alright then. Come at me. They charge in and start to attack. Zenaku got ready to do his energy streak attack, but Koneko used the Gravidino key to weigh him down. Blake then got ready to use her Shadow Saber. Blake, Containment Strike. Upon being hit by the attack, Zenaku was now trapped in a containment card. Zenaku, well done, young cats. You truly are worthy of these powers. Do not forget what you have learned from this experience. Never pretend to be something you're not. Understand? Blake and Koneko, yes. Thank you. Zenaku, I deserve no thanks. You did this all on your own. Now go to the viewing room. The rest of the matches will soon follow. Blake and Koneko, right. And with that, they left. Time for the 3rd match. Toga and Lily were running through the area to find an exit. But something was wrong with Toga. Toga, damn it. The vital fluid bank couldn't deliver any today thanks to a villain attack. I have to hold it out until the end. Lily, Vlad Princess, are you alright? Toga, yeah. I'm good. Let's just find the exit. And fast. But just then, Wrench jumped down between them and slammed his axe down to make the ground implode, sending them back. Wrench, you heroes have no hope in defeating me. Just give up. Toga, not happening. Toga charged at Wrench with her support claws to slash at Wrench, but due to the lack of vital fluid intake, she wasn't doing so well. Wrench was blocking the attacks with ease. Wrench, weak. Lily, cross poison. The attack hit Wrench from behind, but it did nothing to him. Wrench then threw Toga at Lily and the two were knocked to the ground. Wrench, poison won't affect me. I'm a robot after all. Toga and Lily got up and charged at Wrench again, but he was able to throw them aside like a throw pillow. Lily, Psyshock. Wrench simply held out his hand and repelled it to Toga. Toga was barely able to avoid the Psyshock. Lily, Sorry, Vlad Princess. Toga, don't worry about it. Wrench, yow. That stings. Wrench then throws his axe as it spins at incredible speed and almost hit Toga. Of course, he made sure that it would only be the blunt side that hits her. Luckily, Lily was able to grab Toga in time and rushes off to a safe place. Wrench, you can run. You can hide. But you can't escape. Wrench goes looking for them. Meanwhile with Toga and Lily. Toga, thanks, Nihilego. Lily, you can thank me later. What's going on with you? Toga, what do you mean? Lily, you're acting like your mind is starting to become a little unstable. You aren't focused. Toga said nothing. But Lily knew exactly what was going on. Lily, you haven't been able to drink vital fluid today, have you? Toga shook her head. Toga, there was a villain attack on the local vital fluid bank. I can't drink any of it. Lily, why didn't you say anything? Toga, I didn't want to worry anyone. Lily, Vlad Princess, we're friends. We're supposed to worry about one another. Besides, Vlad King's your uncle. Toga, yeah, but I feel like asking him for any more favors would be putting a burden on him. He already has his hands full with hero work and teaching. And I still haven't returned the favor for him talking some sense into my normal obsessed parents. I don't want to seem ungrateful to him. Lily, Vlad Princess. Vlad King is your family. It's only natural for him to help you. When this is over, I highly suggest you talk to him about this. Toga, you're right. Thanks, Nihilego. But what now? I can't fight in my unstable condition. Lily, then. Take mine. Toga, what? Lily, take my vital fluid. I can handle losing a bit of it. Especially if it's to help out my friend. Toga, Nihilego. Lily, I mean it. If taking it will help you for the time being, then take what you need. Toga, Nihilego. Thank you. Toga took out a specialized needle to suck out some of the vital fluid in Lily into a container. She then drinks it and is back to normal. Toga, much better. Thanks. Lily, that's just what friends are for. That's when the Morphin grid appeared. Lily, HUH. Toga, well that's new. The Morphin grid's energy surrounded the two before becoming morphers. Lily, wait. This looks like. Toga, I think these are. Toga and Lily, morphers. Wrench, well, would you look at that? They turned to see Wrench. Wrench, I certainly remember the morpher that you have, Nihilego. What are you gonna do with them? Lily and Toga look at each other before nodding. Lily, it's Morphin time. Toga, magical source. Mystic force. Lily, Dino Charger, ready. Energize. Unleash the power. Lily, Titano power. Dino Charge Silver Ranger. Toga, ever-changing as the wind. Mystic force pink. Wrench, so you have morphed. Looks like Project Grid was a success for them. But the battle's not over just yet. Wrench charged at the two new rangers. Toga inputs a code on her phone and sent out a gust of wind at Wrench, blowing him back. Wrench, whoa. Lily jumped high above. Lily, this new power is incredible. Thunderbolt. The thunderbolt hit Wrench and he started short-circuiting. Wrench, I forgot that Nihilego can use a couple of electric-type moves. Lily drops down. Lily, Silver Prism Slash. Lily, Titano Saber. Final strike. When the attack landed, Toga turned away as a large explosion happened. Wrench fell to the ground, barely conscious. Lily, it's over, Wrench. Lily puts the cuffs on Wrench. Wrench, good job. Yow. Toga, you good? Wrench, I've been through worse. Trust me. Toga, yikes. Wrench got up. Wrench, good job on passing the exam. We better head to the viewing room. The next match is about to start and I want to see how Sledge will do against Bakugo. Lily, why Bakugo specifically? Wrench, Time skip to round 4. Katsuki and Kami were rushing through the area. Katsuki, I hate running away but Sledge is too much for a single ranger. Kami, Is he really that powerful? Katsuki. Unfortunately. As silly as he is at times, he is a very powerful foe. And my mom didn't raise an idiot. Then, gunshots shot down in front of them as Sledge descends using his jetpack. Sledge. Sure seems like it to me. Katsuki. F it. Kami. Looks like we're fighting this hunko junk. Sledge. Good luck with that. The spirit of Japan has only made me stronger. Katsuki and Kami sweat dropped. Kami, what does he mean by that? Katsuki, I forgot. He loves Japan. Sledge, well duh. Now, once I destroy you both, I will take your master morpher. Katsuki clenched his teeth. Katsuki, as if. His morpher became. Katsuki, Dino Thunder. Power up. Katsuki, Tricera Power. Dino Thunder Blue Ranger. Sledge, always with the dinosaurs. Sledge charges in. Katsuki, Thundermax Saber. Kami uses her illusion quirk and makes illusions of multiple Katsukis charging at Sledge from all angles. Sledge, crud. He starts blasting every Katsuki he sees but can't find the real one until he gets hit from behind by the real one before met with an explosion to the face, sending him back. But Sledge got back up and fired at Kami. Katsuki, Tricera Shield. He brought out his Tricera Shield and blocked the blasts. But it did push him back. Kami, wow. Talk about flashy. Katsuki lowers his shield. Katsuki, take this seriously. We can't treat this like practice, illustration Kami. He was then grabbed by Sledge. Sledge, maybe you should listen to your own advice. Sledge then throws Katsuki before blasting him out of the sky. Multiple times. When Katsuki landed, he demorphed. Kami, dynamite. She ran over to Katsuki in worry. Kami, dynamite. Dynamite. Katsuki was in a lot of pain and was having trouble moving. Sledge, your turn, cheerful brat. Kami, how dare you? Sledge, what was that? She looked at him with an angry glare. Kami, how dare you? She rushed at Sledge, creating many illusions of herself switching between each clone. Sledge tried and failed to blast the real Kami and she ran up to him and started to claw at him in a berserk way before pointing the Thundermax blaster that she grabbed out of Katsuki's hand and started blasting him without mercy. Kami, I will not forgive you. I won't forgive either of us. Sledge, what do you mean, either of us? Kami, I'm the reason Dynamite got blasted and almost killed. I'm to blame for this too. So I'll. Katsuki grabbed her shoulder from behind. Kami, Dynamite? Katsuki smiles at her. Katsuki, relax, illustration Kami. It's gonna take a lot more than a few blasters from a rusty old gun to keep a good ranger down. Kami hugged Katsuki. Kami, I'm sorry. Katsuki, it's fine. We all make mistakes. Trust me. Kami, even you? Katsuki, illustration Kami. When I was 5, I made a mistake that nearly costed me my 2 best friends. If there's anyone who knows about mistakes, it's me. But it's important to learn from our mistakes. You gonna do that too? Kami nodded while blushing. Kami, yeah. Thanks Dynamite. She releases the hug and turns to face Sledge. Kami, alright, Sledge. No more fooling around. That's when the Morphin Grid appeared. Kami, HUH. Katsuki, the Morphin Grid. The Morphin Grid's energy started to flow around Kami before gathering in front of her to become. Kami, what's this? Katsuki, that's the Blue Ninja Steel Morpher. Kami, say what? Why is it in my hands? Katsuki, the Morphin Grid works in mysterious ways. I'm guessing it saw you worthy of becoming a ranger after you realized your mistakes. Either that or how you reacted when I got blasted. Maybe both. Kami, interesting. I already know how it works. Is that normal? Katsuki, oddly enough, yeah. Give it a try. Sledge, go on. I'll wait. Kami, seriously? Sledge, you gonna go for it, or are you just gonna waste more time? Kami, touché. Alright. It's Morphin time. Power Star Lock-in. Ninja Spin. Kami, Stealth of the Ninja. Ninja Steel Blue Ranger. Katsuki, alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Katsuki's morpher became Katsuki, Magna Power. Katsuki, Magna Defender. Sledge, doesn't matter which ranger you are. You're dead meat. Kami used her illusions to create 4 different Katsukis. Sledge, like that'll work. But then one of the illusions actually hit him. At first, Sledge thought that was the real one, but when another hit him, he realized that they were the illusions. Kami, what do you know? I can't make as many illusions in this form, but the illusions are basically real. Katsuki, must be because of the magic powers that Preston has. Kami, rad. Kami then charged in with her ninja star blade and spun rapidly, essentially becoming a ninja star. Since Sledge was still busy with the 5 Magna Defenders, he couldn't guard himself from Kami's attack, knocking him down. Sledge, I'm not done yet. When he got up, Katsuki, hey, Sledge, catch. He throws something to Sledge but he catches it. Sledge, what an idiot. You shouldn't have told me to catch it. Katsuki, maybe you should look at what you caught. Sledge, huh? He looks at what was in his hand, which was Sledge, it's a bomb. The grenade blew up in his face. Literally. Katsuki. Bingo. Sledge was grabbed by 2 of the Katsuki illusions and held down before Katsuki and Kami cuffed him. Passing the exam. Sledge, why? Why must it always come down to those cursed bombs? In any case, good job. You best head to the viewing room to see the rest of your classmates fight. Kami and Katsuki, right. And with that, they all headed to the viewing room to watch the next round. Ryako and Ruby are running through the area to find Camille. Ryako, it would be better to fight Camille and capture her. Ruby, those weighted cuffs should make things easier for us. Unfortunately, they were wrapped up in Camille's tongue and flung to a building wall. Ruby, oh. Ryako, what happened? I didn't see anything. Camille appeared in her chameleon armor, having been camouflaged the entire time. Camille, you honestly think you can defeat me? Ryako, not like you'd let us escape anyways. Life fiber synchronize. Kamu Senkits. She then transformed. Camille, yikes. Nezu wasn't kidding about how revealing her suit is. Poor girl. Ryako and Ruby took off at great speeds, but Camille was able to block a good majority of their attacks. Even when the attacks landed, Camille was very durable and tanked the attacks like they were nothing. Camille, pathetic. She brought out her chameleon sigh and started to go on the offensive. Camille, your technique is awful. Ryako, what was that? Camille blocks her scissor blade with one of her sighs and Ruby's crescent rose with the other. Camille, life fiber. You just slash at me all willy-nilly. It makes you predictable despite your speed. And crescent rose. You're not much different. She redirects her Sais to throw Ryako and Ruby's weapons aside before blasting them with green energy orbs that came from her Sais, sending them flying into a wall. Ryako, gah! Ruby, those Sais are really incredible. Camille, thank you. But how will you win without your weapons? Ryako got out of the wall and started to do hand-to-hand combat. Unfortunately, that wasn't going too well. Camille, I commend you for switching tactics, I'll admit that. And your hand-to-hand combat is much more decent than your weapon skills. But I'm a martial arts master. She ducked a punch before giving her a harsh punch in the gut, sending her flying back. Luckily, Ruby caught her. Ruby, you okay, life fiber? Ryako, yeah. She wasn't kidding when she said she's a master at martial arts. Camille, why even bother becoming heroes? You kids probably don't even care about being a hero and just want the fame. The girl's eyes widened before getting angry. But Camille smirked behind her armor. Camille, here we go. What I was waiting for. The moment where they reveal the reason behind wanting to become heroes. Ryako, what would you know about it? What the hell makes you think I want to be famous? I couldn't give care about fame. I'm doing this for my father. Camille, your father? Ryako, yeah. My father died when I was young. At his funeral, I made a promise to him to become the best person I can be so he can be proud of me. And there's no one better out there than a hero. Someone who contributes to society whether they become famous for it or not. I promised that to my dad. And I'm not going to break it. Ruby, I'm with Life Fiber on that. I want to be a hero so I can save people like my mum. She was a wonderful hero before her death and I will honor her memory by becoming a hero like her. Don't you dare say we only care about the fame. They took a few deep breaths after all that yelling. Camille, it seems I was wrong about you. Ryako, what? You actually believe us? Camille, the tone of your voices says it all. I wasn't actually serious in my words. I knew that by saying that, you would shout your true feelings in retaliation. And I am impressed by your words. Honoring your parents is a noble reason to become a hero. Ryako and Ruby smile as Camille looks up. Camille, and it seems I'm not the only one who feels this way. Ruby and Ryako look up confused. And see the morphin grid. Ryako, what to? Ruby, no swearing. Although I am wondering what is happening. The morphin grid's energy started to flow around the two girls before gathering in front of them and dropping morphers in their hands. Ryako, hold on. Ruby, I recognize this. Ryako and Ruby, these are morphers. Camille, congratulations, girls. You've earned these. Ruby, shall we? Ryako, hell yeah. It's morphin time. Dino charges ready. Energize. Unleash the power. Ruby, Dino Thunder. Power up. Ha! Ryako, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Dino Charge Red Ranger. Ruby, Tyranno Power. Dino Thunder Red Ranger. Ryako, let's do this Crescent Rose. Ruby, right. The two Tyrannosaurus Rangers run to Camille even faster than before. Camille, now the real fight starts. Despite Camille's best efforts, she couldn't fend off the two girls thanks to their massively improved abilities. And Ryako was doing much better than before. Ruby and Ryako punch her in the gut and she's sent flying back. Camille. Ryako, you're doing even better than you should be. Why is that? Ryako, since I'm in my ranger suit, I have nothing to be embarrassed about since I'm covered up. Also, you let your guard down. Camille, huh? Ruby got right behind her. Ruby. Peekaboo. Camille, what a... She was slashed with the Thundermax saber before Ryako jumped above. Ryako. Dino Morpher Blast. Camille was hit and she was knocked to the ground. Then Ruby used her quirk combined with the Dino Gem speed abilities to cuff her before she had a chance to get up. Camille, wow. Impressive. She got up. Camille, good job, girls. You did good. Now let's go to the viewing room. The next match will start soon. Ruby and Ryako, right. And so they made their way to the viewing room. Time skip to round 6. Ochako and Maria were running through the city as fast as they could. Ochako, why are we running away? I would have thought you could handle Toxica. Maria, that's funny. Toxica is known as a Duke Org. She could take on multiple rangers at once. And I'm the only ranger here. Maybe if the others were here we could take her down. Toxica then shows up. Toxica, unfortunately for you, you won't be able to escape from me. She shot out lightning from her staff. Luckily, Maria grabbed Ochako and used her wires to launch themselves away from the lightning blast. But Toxica followed them. Maria, she's not going to let us escape. We have to fight. Ochako, talk about ironic. Maria, don't I know it? Her morpher then became Maria, Wild Access. Maria, Soaring Eagle. Wild Force Yellow Ranger. Toxica, talk about nostalgia. Maria and Ochako charged at her. Maria brought out her Golden Eagle sword and started to clash with Toxica. However, neither side was giving an inch. Ochako, I feel completely useless here. I want to help but... what can I do? Then she had an idea. Ochako, maybe if I can grab Toxica, I can make her float helplessly. That should give us the chance to escape. Ochako rushed towards Toxica, but she noticed her and wrapped her up in a blue rope. Maria, Uravity. Toxica then threw Maria off before launching Ochako at her. The two girls collided with each other. Toxica, how pathetic. If you can't even catch me by surprise, how will you be able to get rich, Uravity? Maria, huh? Toxica, she obviously wants to get rich from being a hero. Such a lame reason to become a hero. All for money. Ochako, what are you talking about? Toxica stepped back, pretending to be shocked, but in reality, she knew this would happen. Ochako, I couldn't care about having a wealthy life. I don't care about money. It's for my parents. They raised me and my sister with so much care and work their butt off every day. I'm going to help them live a nice life whether you people like it or not. So don't you dare say anything about me wanting the money for myself. She breathed heavily to try and calm down. Toxica, there it is. Maria, huh? Toxica, look above you. The two girls did just that to see the morphin grid. Ochako, what's that? Maria, the morphin grid. Then, energy flowed out of it and surrounded Ochako before becoming a morpher that dropped in her hand. Ochako, what's this? Maria, Uravity. That's the astromorpher. Ochako, this is a morpher. Maria, yeah. The morphin grid must have seen you worthy of becoming a ranger. Toxica, just as planned. Ochako, wait, you knew this would happen. Toxica, of course I did. The trick was getting you to shout your reason for becoming a hero in a tone that would confirm that's how you truly felt. So, is there anything you want to say right now? Ochako, thank you. Toxica, the other thing. Ochako, sorry for shouting at you. Toxica, no. The other thing. Ochako, ah. Oh. Let's rock it. Ochako, Pink Space Ranger. Maria, nice. Ochako, I could get used to this. Satellite Stunner. She brought out her Satellite Stunner and started to shoot at Toxica. Maria, now we have a better chance. Maria ran up to Toxica and they started to clash again. But this time, Ochako was able to help by blasting her with her Satellite Stunner, knocking her back. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Maria used her wires to wrap Toxica up. Maria, I've got her, but not for long. Hurry. Ochako, right. Ochako rushed towards Toxica and clamped the cuffs on her horn. Passing the exam. Toxica, good job, girls. You can let me go now. Maria, oh, right. She let Toxica go. Toxica, you did a good job here. But we better head to the viewing room now. The next match will start soon. Ochako, right. Maria, let's go. With that, they went off to the viewing room. Time for round 7. Nia and Raphtalia were rushing through the area to make their way to the exit. Raphtalia, can't we just go to Snide with a Zord and crush him? Nia, there are two things wrong with that plan, Vassal Kartana. 1, we're not supposed to kill the villains. 2, using Zords to crush our enemies violates the rules that rangers need to follow. If I disregard the rules, I lose my ranger powers. On top of that, I'd be no better than the villains. Raphtalia, that makes sense now that I think about it. Then, 2 energy waves shot down in front of them. They jumped back in surprise. Snide, too bad you can't escape from me. Nia, Snide. Snide laughs. Snide, get ready for the last fight of your lives. Snide charged in to slash at them with his sword, but both girls blocked it. Barely. Raphtalia, you'd think it'd be a bit easier to hold him back. Nia, honestly, I'm not surprised. Snide is no pushover. He was able to take on even more than 6 rangers at once. Snide threw them off. Nia, so I better add to our power. Her morpher became Nia, Dino Thunder. Power up. Nia, Terra Power. Dino Thunder Yellow Ranger. She brought out her Terra Grips and charged at Snide with Raphtalia. This time, they were doing a bit better and were able to hold Snide off a bit. But Snide jumped back and empowered his sword with light blue energy before rushing back in and slashing at them and blowing them away effortlessly. He then sent energy waves at them and they hit, causing them to fall to the ground and caused Nia to demorph. Snide, now that they're down, it's time to put the plan into action. According to Nezu, Raphtalia is very loyal to her fellow peers. Let's see how loyal she is. Nia, you okay, Vassal Kartana? Raphtalia, yeah. Snide, how pathetic. I'd expect more from the granddaughter of a Yakuza boss. Nia and Raphtalia's eyes widened. Raphtalia, Catalyst Scimitar. You're the granddaughter of a Yakuza boss. Nia looked down. Nia, yeah. Snide, surprising, isn't it? To think your own classmate is related to the Yakuza. It hurts, doesn't it? Realizing that someone you thought you could trust is like this. I know the sting of betrayal all too well. Raphtalia, Nia. I had no idea. Snide, and to think, she is in a hero school. What was UA thinking? Inviting the granddaughter of a criminal organization to join this school. Oh, how this school has fallen. It's only a matter of time before she ends up betraying you and... Raphtalia got up. Her eyes showing pure rage. Raphtalia, shut up. Snide barely dodged her attack. Snide, there it is. Raphtalia kept on trying to slash him. Over and over again. Raphtalia, Catalyst Scimitar would never betray us. I won't let you say otherwise, you monster. Snide, empty words. Raphtalia, shut up. Catalyst Scimitar never would have become a ranger if she was as rotten as you say she is. I won't believe your words. I'll never believe your words. She's more than just my classmate, Snide. The moment she joined Class 1A, she became a friend to the entire class. Yakuza. Boss's granddaughter or not, she's our friend and I won't let your words say otherwise. Nia, Raphtalia. Raphtalia, I'll never turn back on my friends. Never. As she said that, she was able to slash Snide's chest and deal some damage, sending him back a bit. Raphtalia then went up to Nia and helped her up while catching her breath. Nia, thanks for sticking up to me, Vassal Kartana. Raphtalia smiled. Raphtalia, there's no need. Besides, I've experienced the kindness that you rangers have firsthand when Izuku saved me at the entrance exam. No way would you be a bad person just because of your family history. Nia, right. Snide started laughing again. Raphtalia, what's so funny, you idiot? Snide, I heard you were loyal to your peers, but I wasn't expecting loyalty to this extent. I'm impressed. Raphtalia said nothing. Snide, and I can say the same thing for what's above you. Nia and Raphtalia, wait, what? They look up to see the Morphin Grid. Raphtalia, what is that? Nia, that's the Morphin Grid. The Morphin Grid's energy flowed out and surrounded Raphtalia before gathering in front of her and dropping a morpher in her hands. Raphtalia, what a... I've seen this before. Nia, that's the gold samurai morpher. Snide, seems the Morphin Grid was impressed with your loyalty, Vassal Kartana. Go on. Use it. Raphtalia looked at Nia. Raphtalia, should I? Nia, go on. Raphtalia nods. Raphtalia, here goes. Samurai morpher. Gold power. Raphtalia, gold samurai ranger. Ready. Raphtalia took a look at her new suit. Raphtalia, I could get used to this. Nia, I'll join. She brought out the yellow samuraiser and morphed into the yellow samurai ranger. Nia, let's do this, Vassal Kartana. Raphtalia, right. Raphtalia then took off at incredible speed and started slashing at Snide many, many times. Snide tried to counter the slashes, but the moment he did, Raphtalia started slashing while running around him. Snide was so distracted, he didn't notice Nia activating her spin sword. Nia, spin sword. Seismic swing. She ran up to Snide and struck him with her spin sword, causing massive damage and making him fall down. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Raphtalia put the cuffs on Snide, thus passing the exam. Snide, good job, you two. And sorry about what I said. That was to test Raphtalia's loyalty to her peers. Raphtalia, just, don't do that again. Snide, you got it. Let's head to the viewing room now. Nia and Raphtalia, right. And so, they left for the viewing room. Time skip to round 8. Clover and Chara were running through the area, trying to find the exit. Chara, surprised we aren't running towards Jindrax. Clover, here's the thing, Chara. Jindrax is one of the few villains the Rangers fought that were never destroyed. Even Toxica was. I mean, she was tricked into basically sacrificing herself, but my point still stands. He's a Duke Org for a reason. That's when energy blasts nearly blasted Chara from above. Luckily, Clover tackled her out of the way. Unfortunately, they were in a bit of an embarrassing situation. Clover was right on top of her. Chara's already pink cheeks started to turn red. Chara, Clover. You do realize the position we're in, right? Clover blushed. Clover. Sorry. He got up and held out his hand to her. He then brought her up. Chara, thanks. Jindrax then showed up behind them. Jindrax. Well, if it isn't saucy Clover. Chara, did you just quote Senator Armstrong? Jindrax. Yeah, so? I have a life outside of you. Anyways, I'm not letting you escape. Jindrax summoned his daggers and ran towards the two. So Clover transformed his morpher into Clover, let's rock it. Clover, Silver Space Ranger. Chara, nice. Chara summons a determination knife. Clover, Super Silverizer. He summons his Super Silverizer and the two then charge at Jindrax and start trying to slash at him. But Jindrax was pretty skilled and was blocking the attacks. He tried to blast Chara, but Clover shoved her out of the way before slashing his arm. Chara then slashed at the air and a red energy wave hit Jindrax, sending him flying into a building. Chara, how's that for strong? Jindrax pulled himself out of the building. Jindrax, you're gonna have to try a little harder than that. He ran over to the two and went back to slashing at them. He was about to hit Chara again, but she dodged the attack. But then she saw Jindrax throw Clover to the ground and was about to slash at him with both of his swords. And then Chara jumped in front of him and got slashed. Clover, Chara. Chara fell to her knees. Chara, that hurt. Clover turned his Super Silverizer into its blaster mode and combined it with his quirk. Clover, full justice, silver. He shot a giant silver blast at Jindrax and sent him flying into a building. Clover then got up and got in front of Chara. Clover, I'll handle things from here, Chara. You should. Chara, not happening. Clover turned to Chara. Clover, what? Chara slowly got up. Chara, I don't think you understand, Clover. I'm the kind of person who stays determined no matter what. When I set my mind on something, I don't stop. So please, let me fight. Clover, Chara. All right. He helps her up. Clover, no way will I be able to change your mind. Chara, wise choice. Just then, the Morphin Grid appeared. Chara, holy lie. Clover, the Morphin Grid. Jindrax, well I'll be. The Morphin Grid's energy then flowed around Chara before gathering around her left wrist and right hand before becoming Chara, Clover. Isn't this Clover, the Red Dino Fury Morpher? Chara, but how? Clover, I'm not sure. But maybe it has something to do with your determination. Maybe it's because you took that blow for me. Whatever the case, you should be able to morph into the Red Dino Fury Ranger and mutter mutter mutter. He kept going on and on. Jindrax, is he okay? Chara, can't say I'm surprised he's doing this considering he's the twin brother of Izuku. Hey Clover. Clover. Clover, huh? Oops. I started muttering again, didn't I? Chara, yeah. Clover, you are surprisingly calm about it. Chara, twins tend to share habits. And I learned that Izuku has this habit back at the USJ. Clover chuckled bashfully. Clover, anyways, let's take him on together. Clover's morpher then became the same as Chara's except with the blue Dino Fury key. Chara, so, if memory serves correct, this is how it goes. It's morphin time. Chara and Clover. Dino Fury key, activate. Link to Morphin Grid. Ignore Amelia. Chara. T-Rex Fury. Red Ranger. Clover. Tricera Fury. Blue Ranger. Clover and Chara. Dino Fury power. Jindrax, if Slitherer were here, he'd give you both a gold star. Chara. Who's Slitherer? Clover. I'll explain later. Right now, we have to deal with Jindrax. Chara nodded. She then focused and the white outline of her blade turned bright red and started to glow. Clover. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Chara. Determined Dino slash. She swung her blade and shot out a giant red slash made the sound of a T-Rex somehow. Jindrax was able to block it with his daggers, but the impact completely shattered them. Jindrax. Uh-oh. Chara then brought out. Chara. Dino Knight Key, ready. Dino Knight Armor. Clover. Spin Dino Key. He inserted the key into the sword guard mouth and pulled it 4 times. Clover then attacked Jindrax with a whirlwind attack, making him spin out of control. When it was over, he was dizzy and about to puke. Clover. Now Chara. Chara, right. Dino Knight Strike. The attack hit and sent Jindrax flying. Clover took this chance to cuff him. Jindrax. Nice job you two. We better head to the viewing room so we don't miss the next match. Clover and Chara, right. And so, they left for the viewing room. It was time for round 9. Weiss and Tohru were rushing through the area as fast as they could. Weiss, if we can escape from Nadara, we can pass this exam. Tohru, I'll fly up to find the exit. But as she started to fly up, these long claws wrapped around her. Tohru. HUH? She was then slammed into the ground. Weiss. Tatsu. The claws unwrapped Tohru. Nadara. How pathetic. They looked to see Nadara in front of them. Nadara. I would have expected these future heroes to have seen this coming. Weiss. Nadara. We won't let you win. Tohru got up. Nadara. It's cute that you think you actually have a say in the matter. She extended her claws a bit and started to charge at the 2 girls. Her claws were countered with Weiss's weapon and Tohru's dragon claws. The 3 girls kept attacking before being pushed back a bit. Nadara. All right. I guess you're a bit better than I thought. Must have been given a great life using your daddy's money. That got them angry and they started to rush in without thinking. But Nadara caught them in her claws, which had extended long enough to wrap them around. She then slammed them together. Nadara. How amusing. Tohru got up and shot a massive stream of fire at Nadara. She was barely able to avoid it. Nadara. Yikes. That could have gone really bad. Weiss then used her glyphs to get behind her quickly and slash at her back. Tohru. Nice shot, Mertanasta. Weiss smirked. Nadara then got up and jumped back. Nadara. You big idiots. Why can't you all just drop dead, you idiots? It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. She started stomping the ground and acting like a complete brat. Weiss and Tohru just sweat dropped. Weiss. Wow. I never knew Nadara is such a brat. Nadara smirked. Nadara. Now's my chance. Nadara then set her plan into motion. Nadara. You say I'm a brat? That's hilarious coming from you of all people. Weiss narrowed her eyes. Weiss, what are you saying? Nadara. I'm saying you're just as bad as I am. Possibly even worse. Weiss's eyes widened. Weiss, how? What makes you think I'm anything like you? Nadara. Maybe I'm a brat. But wasn't it you who called out your classmate before the entrance exam? Twice. Weiss's eyes widened. Nadara. Not only that, when his brother told you to apologize to him, didn't you say that you had nothing to apologize for? Weiss took a step back in shock. Nadara. And hey, maybe I'm a brat, but at least I know that when someone saves your life, the least you can do is thank them. Did you do that? Weiss didn't say anything. Nadara. You say I'm acting like a brat, but if you even try to defend yourself for the way you've acted towards your classmate, then you're a hypocrite. Weiss's hair shadowed over her eyes. Tohru, maybe so. But we still have the ability to learn from our mistakes. Don't you think it's a bit too soon to start attacking her like this? Weiss, no, Tatsu. She's right. Tohru, what? Weiss, she's right. I have been acting like a brat. I never once apologized to Izuku for the hurtful comments I said to him. And if I couldn't even thank him for saving my life back at the sports festival, I really have no right to call Nadara a brat. I'm even worse. She was starting to cry a little. Weiss, which is why. I will learn from my mistake. When this is all over, I'll apologize to Izuku for being an idiot to him. I'll thank him for saving my life. And I'll do everything I can to make things right. Tohru, Murtanasta. Weiss, Nadira. Nadira, what? Is there something you want to say to me? Weiss, yes. Thank you. Nadira, what? Weiss, it's thanks to you that I have realized my mistakes. Even though we are on opposite sides right now, you helped me realize my mistakes. And Tatsu, thank you for defending me. Because of you, I know that there's still a chance for me to make things right. Nadira smiles. And so does Tohru. Tohru, hey, what are friends for? I'll always have my classmates' backs. Because I consider you all my friends. Weiss, thank you. That's when the Morphin grid appeared. Weiss, what to? Tohru, HUH? The Morphin grid's energy then flowed around the two girls before gathering in front of them and dropping morphers in their hands. Weiss, hold on. I've seen this before. Tohru, these look like. Weiss and Tohru, morphers. Nadira, seems you've been chosen to become rangers. Weiss, but why? I can understand Tohru considering how she defended me, but why me? Nadira, in the words of an acquaintance of the Space Rangers, any fool in the world can make a mistake. But it takes someone with a big heart and truckload of courage to admit they made a mistake. Weiss clutched the snow staff. Nadira, well, I think you know what you need to do now. Weiss and Tohru looked at each other before nodding. Tohru, it's Morphin time. Weiss, magical source. Mystic force. Tohru, go-go megaforce. Weiss, flurry of snow. White mystic ranger. Tohru, fury of the dragon. Megaforce red. Nadira smiled. Nadira, great job. But the battle's not over just yet. Nadira charged at the two new rangers, but her claws were blocked by Weiss's snow staff. She then threw Nadira off and she tumbled to the ground. Tohru brought out her Mega Blaster and started shooting at her. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to have much of an effect on her due to her incredible durability. Nadira used her claws to trap both girls. But gripping her snow staff, Weiss was able to freeze Nadira's claws. The ice spread all over Nadira and froze her solid. Tohru then opened her morpher and inserted a card. Summon battle gear. Tohru, alright. I have my dragon sword. She then slashed at the claw that was trapping her and shattered it. She then did the same for the other claw, freeing Weiss. Weiss then used her glyphs to boost Tohru's speed. She didn't know how long Nadira would be frozen for, but she wasn't taking any chances. Tohru then swiftly put the handcuffs on Nadira. Passing the exam. A few seconds later, Nadira broke free. Nadira, yikes. Talk about getting the cold shoulder, am I right? Weiss and Tohru gave her a look that said seriously. Nadira, should have known better than to use one of my daddy's jokes. Let's just head to the viewing room. The next match is about to start. Weiss and Tohru, sounds good. And so, they left for the viewing room. Time skip to round 10. Gadget and Stella were rushing through the area to find the exit. Stella, so, how did the Rangers defeat Fury in the first place? Gadget, in the end, it required time travel and a trap. I doubt we can defeat him so easily. Then lightning shot down in front of them, making an explosion. When the explosion cleared up, Fury was standing right in front of them. Fury, when I'm done with you, you will be beaten black and blue. I won't leave a single part of you unscathed. Stella, I think you need anger management. Gadget, to be fair, his name is literally Fury. If he wasn't angry all the time, I doubt his name would fit. Fury, at least someone gets it. Stella, good point. Gadget's morpher then became Fury, I know that morpher. Gadget smirked. Gadget, it's morphin time. Dino Charger. Ready. Energize. Unleash the power. Gadget. Pterodactyl. Dino Charge Gold Ranger. Fury charged at them in a fit of rage. He hated that Ranger form more than any other. While Gadget would struggle in a one-on-one sword fight with Fury, Stella joined the clash, making this even. Fury kept clashing with them before jumping back. He then empowered his sword with electricity and swung his sword, nearly shocking the two heroes in training. Luckily, they were able to avoid it in time. Gadget. Better fight fire with fire. Or in this case, an electricity-powered sword with an electricity-powered sword. He empowered his Terra Saber with electricity. Gadget. Lightning strike. His attack landed and zapped Fury. Stella then ran up to him, her sword covered in flames. She then slashed at him, sending him back. Gadget then got an idea. Gadget. Hey, Levitine. Stella. What is it? Infinite courage. Gadget. How about we combine your fire and my lightning into one powerful attack? Stella. Good idea. The two brought their swords together and empowered them with their respective element. They then rushed forward to Fury as he was getting up and brought their swords down. Stella and Gadget. Fiery lightning strike. The attack landed and blew Fury back. But he still got up. Fury. Guess I should have expected this from one of the Master Morphers as well as little Miss Prodigy over there. Stella gritted her teeth in anger. Gadget. Levitine? She rushed towards Fury and started to swing her sword multiple times. But Gadget was confused as to her sudden anger. Until she started to talk again. Stella. I hate it when people call me a prodigy. People are always saying that kind of thing. But I'm not some kind of prodigy. I'm no different than anyone else. Fury. There it is. Her dislike for being treated any different than a normal person. Stella. I always hated it. I wanted to be a hero, but I wanted to go to a hero school in a different country so that people would treat me like everyone else. She then started to recall her first full day in Japan. Stella. During my first full day in Japan, I accidentally set that sludge villain free from its bottled prison. I remember that day like it was yesterday. How it was suffocating me. How I could feel my life fading away. And since I wasn't all that well known in this country, people were all just standing there, waiting for a hero to simply swoop in to save the day. Gadget knew exactly what she was talking about. Stella, that was. Until Izuku ran in. I remember it all too well. How he ran in with no regard for his own life. How he was able to give me the opportunity to breathe again. How he was trying to get me free from the sludge. Even though it was almost a full year since that day, I still remember everything that happened. Including the words he said to me that day. Flashback. Izuku. I couldn't just stand there and watch you die. End of flashback. Stella kept on slashing. Stella. He had no clue who I was. He still doesn't know the true me. But despite that, he rushed to save me. He didn't want anything in return. He just wanted to save me. She still kept on slashing. Stella, he was like my knight in shining armor. On top of all that, what I admire most about him is that he got into this school through hard work. He didn't exactly rely on his quirk considering what I was told about what happened during the entrance exam. He worked his butt off. And his hard work paid off. And that's how I wish to become a hero. By working hard and going plus ultra. Upon saying that, she was able to land a good hit across Fury's chest, sending him tumbling to the ground. Stella was taking deep breaths and had a blush on her face. Gadget then rushed over to her. Gadget. Never knew you felt that way. Stella. Please don't tell anyone. Gadget. Sure thing. Stella. Thanks. As Fury got up, the Morphin Grid appeared. Stella. In infinite courage. I recognize that. Gadget. The Morphin Grid. The Morphin Grid's energy started to flow around Stella before gathering in front of her and dropping a morpher into her hands. Stella. Isn't this? Gadget. That's the red Samurazer. Fury. Would you look at that? Tell me, what's your plan with that? Stella looked at the Samurazer for about 10 seconds before she knew what to do. Stella. Samurazer. Go samurai. Stella then drew the kanji for fire with her Samurazer. Stella. Red Samurai Ranger. Ready. Gadget. Nice. Let's finish Fury off. Stella nods. The two then charge at Fury again and this time, Fury was getting overpowered. He was able to handle them before Stella had morphed, but thanks to those weights, he couldn't handle two of them. It didn't take long before he was starting to lose. He lost a lot of energy with that sword clash against Stella. Stella then brought out the black box. Stella, Super Samurai Mode. She inserted the lion disc into the black box and gave it a spin. Stella, Infinite Courage, let me handle this, okay? Gadget, the floor is yours, Levitine. Stella smiled behind her helmet. Stella, Super Blazing Strike. The attack landed and did massive damage to Fury. He tried to get up, but the weighted cuffs proved to be too much for him. Gadget then rushed forward and put the handcuffs on Fury. Passing the exam. Gadget, nice job, you all. Can I get a bit of help? Gadget and Stella helped him up. Fury, thanks. Man, I hate these cuffs. Anyways, we better get to the viewing room. The final match will start soon. Gadget and Stella, right. And with that, they left for the viewing room. It was time for the final match. Izuku, Nezuko, and Yang were all running through the area. Nezuko, so, Master Morpher, how did the Power Rangers beat Jared? Izuku, it was more like they defeated the one who was possessing him. Yang, possessing him? Jared then jumped down in front of them. Izuku, Yang, and Nezuko, WOAH. Jared, Izuku is correct. I was possessed by the evil spirit known as Daisha. I wasn't exactly defeated. I was saved. Yang, how do you even get possessed in the first place? Jared's sweat dropped. Jared, the reason behind that is both stupid and very embarrassing when I look back on it. I'd rather not talk about it. Yang, oh. Okay. Jared, anyways. I call upon the spirit of the mighty lion. Yang, his arranger. Jared, A. Nezuko, what do you mean, A? Izuku, it's really hard to say. It's like a ranger form, but we're not exactly sure. Izuku then brought out the red solar morpher. Izuku, jungle beast. Spirit unleashed. Izuku, with the strength of a tiger. Jungle fury red ranger. Yang, you're screwed now, Jared. He's got the eye of the tiger. Jared, seriously? Nezuko, that was horrible. Yang, idiots. Izuku, let's just stop wasting time already. Izuku, Yang, and Nezuko charge in. They tried to attack him with their quirks and punches, but unfortunately, Jared countered their punches, and if Nezuko tried to use her exploding vital fluid, he would simply dodge. Eventually, he caught Nezuko and Yang's fists. Jared, your physical skills are weak. No technique. Just power. And that can only take you so far. Yang tried to use her quirk, but nothing happened. Jared, it seems that you were relying on me to punch you so you could absorb the kinetic energy. But I already knew about your quirks. He threw Yang and Nezuko into a building. Jared, if you keep on relying on your quirk like that, Embercelica, it could have drastic consequences. It might even cost you an arm. Yang's eyes widened. Izuku went back into attacking, using the shark sabers along with One for All. Jared, as for you, Master Morpher, you have the power and the technique. They could learn a thing or two from you. Izuku, I don't think you understand, Jared. We aren't at UA because it makes becoming a hero much easier. Despite it being known for training the best of the heroes, it is indeed a school. We learn from our experiences here. Embercelica and Kizuki will as well. I know they will. And as their class representative, and more importantly, as their friend, I will make sure to look out for them. Yang and Nezuko were in or at his speech. Jared, well then, Master Morpher, let's see what they learn from this. But first, Zokato. The attack blew Izuku back a bit. Jared then turned to Yang and Nezuko. He summoned his lion spirit to maul them. But luckily, Izuku got in front of them and took the attack at full force. Unfortunately, it sent him flying back and caused him to demorph. Nezuko and Yang, Master Morpher. They rushed to Izuku in worry. Yang, why would you do that? Nezuko, you're really hurt now. Izuku, because I didn't want you to get hurt. It's my job to keep you safe. Isn't it? Jared, what a shame. Yang and Nezuko, don't worry, Master Morpher. We'll keep you safe. Jared, you still plan to get in my way despite what I just did to your friend? Nezuko, truth be told, I wanted to become a hero because I wanted to support my brother, who is a third year in this school. And honestly, he would do the exact same thing. If I can't keep my friend safe, what's the point of trying to become a hero who protects the innocent? Young, I may still have a lot to learn, but I won't just turn tail and leave when my friend's in danger. I'll fight with every last bit of strength I have to keep him safe. Jared smiles behind his helmet. And then the Morphin Grid appears. Nezuko, what to? Young, what is that? Izuku, that's the Morphin Grid. The Morphin Grid's energy then flowed around Nezuko and Yang before coming in front of Yang and around Nezuko's left arm before becoming morphers. Yang, wait a second. I know these sunglasses. Nezuko, these are. Nezuko and Yang, morphers. Izuku, Ember Celica. You have the yellow solar morpher. Kizuki. You have the titanium morpher. Jared, looks like Project Grid was a success. Izuku, you know what to do, right? Yang and Nezuko look at Izuku before nodding. Izuku then transformed his morpher back to normal. Yang, Jungle Beast. Spirit Unleashed. Nezuko, Titanium Power. Izuku, Dragon Zord. Yang, with the speed of a cheetah. Jungle Fury Yellow Ranger. Nezuko, Titanium Lightspeed Ranger. Rescue ready. Izuku, let's do this. The three rangers rushed back into battle. Thanks to the ranger data, Nezuko and Yang were actually using technique instead. Jared tried to attack, but Izuku used Black Whip and yanked him over to him before slashing at him with his dragon dagger. Yang, Jungle Master Mode. Yang transformed into her Jungle Master Mode and started to quickly deal a lot of damage to Jared before Nezuko jumped in and blasted Jared with her titanium laser. Eventually, the two girls managed to pin Jared down, and before he had a chance to use Okato, Izuku jumped in and cuffed him. And just like that, the exam was over. They had won. Jared, good job. You all did incredible in this test. Yang, thanks. Nezuko, but it was a team effort. Jared, wise words. Let's head to the viewing room. The rest of your classmates are waiting for us. And so, they left to the viewing room. Viewing room. Izuku, Yang, and Nezuko arrived to see the room filled with as many rangers as there were students of Class 1A. Izuku, Yang, and Nezuko, what to? Jared, all right, every must yell out power down now. Nodding, they did just that. Students, power down. With that, they all demorphed. Izuku, wait, everyone has become rangers. But how? Itasis, allow me to explain. All eyes were on Itasis. Itasis, as you know, Izuku Midoriya was the first one to become a Power Ranger. He, Katsuki Bakugo, his twin brother Clover, Gadget, Maria Robotnik, and Nia were all chosen by not only the Morphin Grid, but the 7 Morphin Masters as well. But the Zenith Morphin Master, Zato, created a system called Project Grid, in which the Morphin Grid will seek out worthy individuals to become Power Rangers. However, unlike the Rangers who were also chosen by the Morphin Masters, they can only access a single Ranger power, instead of all of them. The whole purpose of this exam was really to see if you all were worthy of becoming Rangers. But we couldn't let any of you know about this. Ruby, why not? Clover, think about it, Ruby, if we knew about this, everyone else would probably say things in hopes of being recognized by the grid to become Rangers. If it's not your true feelings, the Morphin Grid will not recognize you as a worthy individual for becoming a Power Rangers. Itasis, correct. You are not even the first ones to be involved in Project Grid. The first one was none other than Toya Balitun, the adopted son of the original Lunar Wolf Ranger. We wanted to see if you could be considered worthy in the eyes of the Morphin Grid. And I am proud to say that you all passed. Even if you didn't capture us, the real goal would have also been to become a Ranger, which you have all succeeded to do. During the training camp, you will be tasked with looking over the Ranger database so you can learn everything about the Rangers who came before you. So I wish you luck and for the power to protect you. Students, hi. Aizawa. Class dismissed. And with that, Everyone went home. Izuku, who would have thought that this would happen today? Clover, I certainly didn't. Nia, I think things are going to be even more awesome from here on out. Do you think Eri will become a Power Ranger when she grows up? Izuku, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Now that the exams are over, it's only a matter of time until the training camp starts. So there's only one thing to do. Shop. However, Izuku was way ahead of everyone else on that. So he had no need to buy anything. The others, however, were not yet prepared. So they went on their own and Izuku stayed behind. And since most of his class were girls, he was completely fine with it. He did not need to know what they were buying. Inko, hey, Izuku? Are you alright with just staying behind? I know you aren't completely comfortable with girls, but do you really want to sit around and do nothing? Izuku, you have a fair point. I'll go find a place to train. Inko, even now? Izuku, yeah. If Psycho Pink was somehow brought back from the dead. Again. There might be other Power Ranger villains that have been resurrected. I have to be prepared to face off against them. Inko, I understand. Izuku, I'll see you later. Inko, all right. Bye. Izuku. Izuku, bye, Mom. After that, Izuku left for the forest. It was where he trained usually. There, he trained for a few hours. But soon, he felt something off. Like someone was watching him. Izuku, weird. Something around here doesn't feel right. Maybe I should leave. But as Izuku was about to leave, he heard it. A gunshot. And it was directed at him. He felt it. The bullet hit him. But it didn't hurt. Izuku, what the? I got shot. Why didn't it hurt? He was going to run before it was too late. But then he realized that he couldn't move his body. Izuku, huh? What's going on? Why can't I move? He then heard a laugh. It belonged to a female. Unwan character, there's no need for you to worry. I'm not going to hurt you. Izuku, who are you? Then a shadow appeared right in front of him. With no one making the shadow. That's what he thought. But then someone rose from the shadow. Izuku was baffled by the unknown girl's sudden appearance. The girl laughs. Unwan character. The look on your face is absolutely adorable. Izuku blushes a bit. Izuku, what? She giggles. Unwan character. Well, it's certainly wonderful to see you again, Izuku Midoriya. Izuku, again? What do you mean by again? Unwan character. It makes sense that you wouldn't remember me. But I could never forget. You. Izuku was beyond confused. Izuku, who even are you? Unwan character. Oh right. I should introduce myself since I didn't do that back when we first met. My name is Kurumi Tokisaki. Izuku, I'm sorry but I don't remember meeting you. Kurumi, that makes sense. We only met once before and we were only 5 years old. But that day was a day I'll never forget. Izuku, what are you talking about? Kurumi giggles. Kurumi, do you remember that girl you protected from that boy with the explosion quirk? What was his name? Bakugo. Izuku's eyes widened. Flashback. Past Katsuki. Just get lost already, you two-eye-colored freak. Past Kurumi. Please. Stop hurting me. Then Izuku jumped in and took a punch that Katsuki was about to give Kurumi. Past Izuku. Why are you being so mean? You're making her cry, Kaken. If you keep hurting her, I'll stop you myself. Katsuki smirks. Past Katsuki. You wanna pretend to be a hero? You don't stand a chance without a quirk. Deku. After that, they beat him up. Kurumi looked at Izuku and was crying because the boy she had never met jumped in to protect her. Even though he was quirkless. She was so focused on the beat-up boy, she almost didn't catch the horrified expression on his face. Almost. But she was far more focused on the boy that saved her. End of flashback. Izuku, that girl was you? Kurumi, yeah. It sure was. When I saw the boy who rushed in to fight the sludge villain on the news, I knew it was you immediately. She got a bit closer. Kurumi, I must say though, you've become quite the looker during that time. Quite the cutie you are now. And you were very cute back then, so that's really saying something. Izuku's entire face turned pink. Izuku, stop saying these kinds of things that you don't actually mean. Seriously. Kurumi frowns and sighs. Kurumi, I guess all those years of abuse from being quirkless has gotten to your head. You actually believe you aren't cute. Izuku, isn't it obvious? Kurumi sighs. Kurumi, I guess you aren't ready to accept my love for you. Poor thing. Izuku, I told you to. Kurumi, don't worry. She got in front of Izuku's ear and whispered into it. Kurumi, whispering you'll understand just how genuine my love for you is soon enough. She blew in his ear and it made him shiver and his face turned bright red. Kurumi then backed away. Kurumi, oh, and don't worry about you not being able to move, it's a part of my quirk. It's only temporary. Izuku, freezing people in place? Kurumi, it's so much more than that. The name of my quirk is Zafkiel. To put it simply, my quirk gives me the ability to manipulate time. It also gives me shadow manipulation. Well, it's time for me to leave. I'll be seeing you around. Izuku. Izuku shivered from the way she said his name. Kurumi, one more thing. Tell your brother I said hi. Goodbye, my love. And just like that, she was gone. After a minute, true to her word, Izuku was able to move again. Izuku, that was not what I expected to happen while I trained. Clover, Kaken, Maria, Gadget, and Nia should be back by now and in our base. I have to get to them and explain what happened. And so, Izuku ran to the base, where the other Master Morphers were. They saw that he was out of breath and had a slight blush on his face. Clover, bro. Are you okay? Izuku, physically? Yes. Mentally? Not so much. Nia, what do you mean? Izuku, well. Izuku explained what had just happened to him. Gadget, so. Let me just make sure I heard this right. This Kurumi girl is the very first person you saved. She stalked you while you trained, froze you in time, and then declared her love to you when she came to see you again. Izuku, no. She doesn't actually love me. She was just teasing me. What girl would love a guy like me? The other Master Morphers face-palmed. Nia, you know this is your fault, right Katsuki? Katsuki, is not. I may have bullied him for a year, but he was bullied by everyone else for over a decade. Clover, she's not entirely wrong, Kaken. You did pick a fight with her. Now she's in love with Izuku because he protected her. Maria, what's sad is that anyone else wouldn't mind to be in his position. Clover, what exactly was Kurumi like? Izuku shivered. Izuku, she was. Honestly. A charming flirt. The other Master Morpher's eyes widened. Clover, charming? Izuku, yeah. She was inches away from my face and even blew into my ear. Gadget, okay. This is worse than we thought. Katsuki, dear God, what have I done? Clover, hang on, do you know what her quirk is? Izuku, she said she has time manipulation and shadow manipulation. Clover, great. Time manipulation. So what you're saying is she can speed us up, slow us down, make us age, and most likely freeze us in time. And who knows what else she can do with her time manipulation alone. Gadget. But what about her shadow manipulation? Izuku, I'm not too sure about the full capabilities of that. All I know is she can basically teleport. Katsuki, which means she could show up anytime, anywhere. Izuku, and to make things worse, I think she might be a suddy. Nia, this keeps getting worse and worse. Izuku, oh, I almost forgot. A message she had for Clover. Clover, oh. What was the message? Izuku, nothing too serious. She just told me to tell you she said hi. Clover, oh. Gadget, so, what do we do about this? Nia, I think we should try and stop whatever she's planning. Katsuki, I like that plan. Clover, maybe, but there are multiple issues about that. Nia, how so? Clover, first of all, we have no idea where she is right now. She could be in Antarctica for all we know. And even if we did find her, She could just teleport away from us. Second of all, we don't know the full extent of her abilities. Third of all, her time abilities could kill us all quite easily. She could age us to 100 years old. She could turn us back into babies. She could freeze us in time, which would make us sitting ducks. And finally, she hasn't done anything wrong just yet. And she might not do anything wrong. Gadget, what do you mean by that? Clover, all she did was just freeze Izuku in time and flirt with him. Not exactly villain behavior, you know? Gadget, I guess, but isn't it also counted towards illegal quirk usage? Katsuki, no one really follows that rule. The day me and the nerds met All Might, the entire class used their quirks and no one cares about it. Maria, he has a point. Clover, unless Kurumi shows actual villain behavior, we'd just be hunting down a civilian. That's not exactly something a hero would do. Nia, didn't the red and pink SPD Rangers watch over a civilian in a stakeout? Izuku, it's a little different than that. They were making sure to watch her because they had a suspicion that an outlaw was coming after her. Nia, fair point. Maria, so, what now? Clover, for now, it would be best for me to accompany Izuku when he wants to go out and train since she might come back. But Kaken is definitely the last person to take up that job. Katsuki, WHYME. Clover, think about it. Kurumi met you when you decided to bully her. I'm not entirely sure if she's holding a grudge over that, but I think it's best we don't find out. Katsuki, fair enough. Clover, we better keep our guard up from here on out. There's no telling when she'll appear again. When that happens, be prepared. As a quote from the pre-quirk era says, control time, control anything. They all nodded. Izuku, all right. We better be cautious. After that, they all went home. But soon, the training camp will start, and the Rangers will have to face off against a bunch of villains. But their power. Rangers. They can handle it. It was the next day and it was time to go to camp. But first. Aizawa, before we leave, we have another new student. Students, another one? Aizawa, yep. Weiss, Mr. Aizawa. Forgive me for asking, but why is it that this classroom just keeps growing more and more and more? Aizawa, Nezu says it causes more chaos in this classroom. Students, of course he does. Aizawa, she moved close to town last week. Come on in. Izuku, Clover, and Katsuki, ah, great. Another girl. Then. In came. But with a UA uniform. Now, I'm aware that Kurumi can create clones, but I want to be clear and say this isn't a clone. Izuku, wait. Oh no. Kurumi, hello. My name is Kurumi Tokisaki. It's nice to meet you all. The other Master Morpher's eyes widened as this was the girl Izuku ran into yesterday. Clover, oh no. Katsuki, not good. Gadget, she's our classmate. Maria, I hope Izuku will be all right. Nia, this will be a dilemma. Aizawa, all right. Tokisaki, your seat is not yet ready. It will be all set by the end of the training camp. Not that it matters since you will be joining us on the bus trip. Now, let's get going. Students, yes sir. As they were walking to the bus, Kurumi and Clover stayed way back in the group. Clover, so. You're the girl from that time I snapped at Kaken, huh? Kurumi, in the flesh. Nice to finally meet you, Clover. Clover, why are you here? Kurumi, to become a hero. Clover narrowed his eyes. Kurumi, you don't trust me, huh? Can't say I blame you. But I am telling the truth. However, I did not say that becoming a hero is my only reason for being here. I came here because... Kurumi, I just wanted to stick around with your brother. The man I love. Clover said nothing. Kurumi, besides, I could learn a thing or two from you. Clover, me? How so? Kurumi, you're quite the skilled gunslinger. My time manipulation requires shooting my targets with special bullets my quirk creates that don't hurt the target when hit, but manipulate the time revolving around the target. You're known for being the sharpshooter of the team. If there's anyone who can help me with my gun slinging, it's you. Clover, guess I can't argue with that. But you left a not so good first impression on us. I was worried you were going to hurt Kaken. Kurumi, you mean the guy who bullied me that day? Meh. We were 5. And he wouldn't be a Power Ranger if he were as big of an idiot then as he is now. Clover sighed in relief. Kurumi, hey, Clover. You think the other girls wouldn't mind me sharing Izuku with each other? Clover, I am not the right person you should ask. You better ask the other girls that have feeling for Izuku. Kurumi, sounds like a plan to me. After that, they all got on the bus. Izuku was sharing his seat with Koneko, Katsuki was sharing his seat with Kami, Gadget was sharing his seat with Maria, Clover was sharing his seat with Chara, and Nia was sharing her seat with Blake. Koneko noticed how Izuku seemed tense. Koneko, Izuku, are you okay? Izuku, yeah. Koneko, I'm not buying it. Izuku sighed. Izuku, do you remember the incident Kaken, Clover, and I told you about that occurred 2 weeks before we met? Koneko, yeah, why? Izuku, the girl I saved that day was Kurumi. Koneko's eyes widened slightly. Koneko, seriously? Izuku nodded. Izuku, yesterday, I encountered her and she has become a charming flirt. Shivers. Koneko, now it makes sense. Poor Izuku. Do you think she holds a grudge against Kaken? Izuku, I don't think so, but I don't know her all that well. Before yesterday, I had only met her once. I'm more surprised that she remembered me. Koneko, I'm not. Izuku, huh? Koneko, you went out of your way to save a girl you never met. You could have just walked away and avoided any conflict. But we both know that's not something you would do. Izuku shyly rubbed the back of his head. Koneko, not many people do that nowadays. They just walk away and expect a hero to take care of it. Izuku, I'm still kinda concerned about being around her. Koneko, we're Power Rangers. If things go wrong, we can handle it. Izuku, you're right. Thanks. Then the bus stopped. Aizawa, we're here. They got out, but they realized that this wasn't much of a rest stop. Stella, wait, this doesn't feel like much of a rest area. Aizawa, you don't really think we stopped here just so you could stretch your legs, do you? Kurumi, I did. This is my first day, remember? Unwon character. Heya, Eraser. Blake, wait a minute. Aizawa, long time no see. Mandalay, your feline fantasies are here. Say, meow. Pixabob, perfectly cute and cat-like girls. Both, we're the wild pussycats. Everyone but Blake just stared dumbfounded. Aizawa, these are the pro heroes you'll be working with at the summer training camp. Izuku and Clover, they're a 4-person team who specialize in mountain rescues. The Pussycats were founded when we were kids, like forever ago. This marks their 12th year working as a. The twins got slammed by Pixabob's hands. Pixabob, I'm pretty sure your math must be off. I'm 18 at heart. Izuku, muffled understood. Clover, muffled got it. Aizawa, everyone, say hello. Everyone but Blake, hello. Nice to meet you. Blake, great to see you again, Aunt Shino. Everyone but Mandalay, Pixabob, Blake and Kota, AUNT? Mandalay, yeah. Blake is my niece. Anyways, we own this whole stretch of land out here. The camp you're staying at is there at the base of the mountain. She points to where the summer camp is located. Students, that's far. Kurumi, wait, why did we stop here instead? Gadget, unfortunately, the rest of us know the answer to that. Students, uh-oh. Izuku, everyone get back to the bus. They all ran as fast as they could to the bus. Mandalay, the current time is 9:30 a.m. If you're fast enough, you might make it there by noon. Kitties who don't make it there by 12:30 won't get any lunch. Aizawa, you should have guessed, students. Pixabob blocks their way to the bus. Aizawa, your training camp has already started. Pixabob put her paw on the ground and the dirt was manipulated and threw everyone off the balcony. Mandalay, good news. Since this is private land, you can use your quirks as much as you want to. You've got 3 full hours. You should be able to make it to the facility in that time. That is, if you can get through the beast's forest. Raphtalia, I can't believe we keep falling for this. Izuku, well, nothing we can do about it now. But then. Kurumi, what is that thing? Izuku, an earth beast. Clover, this is Pixabob's quirk, earth flow, at work. Izuku, Kurumi, can you handle these earth beasts? Kurumi, of course I can. Izuku, good. I want to make sure we will all be okay. Kurumi, but why ask me specifically? Gadget, because you're the only one of us who's not a Power Ranger. Kurumi nodded. Kurumi, fair enough. Izuku, alright everyone. It's Morphin time. The Master Morpher wielders morphers became Master Morphers, cosmic orbs. They twirled the orbs like basketballs and tossed them up in the air. Master Morphers, linked to Morphin Grid. Katsuki, Ankelo Fury, Red Ranger. Izuku, Tricera Fury, Blue Ranger. Nia, Tiger Fury, Green Ranger. Gadget, Stego Fury, Black Ranger. Clover, Mosa Fury, Gold Ranger. Maria, Solono Fury, Orange Ranger. Master Morphers, Cosmic Fury Power. Nezuko, Titanium Power. Ruby, Dino Thunder, Power Up. Ha! Yang, Jungle Beast, Spirit Unleashed. Weiss, Toga, and Zelda, Magical Source. Mystic Force. Blake, SPD Emergency. Stella, Samuraza. Go-Go Samurai. Raphtalia, Samurai Morpher. Gold Power. Tohru, Go-Go Megaforce. Ryako, Dino. Chargers. Ryako, Betty, and Lily, ready. Energize. Unleash the power. Okako, let's rock it. Kami, Power Star, lock in. Ready. Ninja Spin. Chara and Koneko, Dino Fury Key, activate. Link to Morphin Grid. They all morphed. Izuku, ready, everyone? Rangers and Kurumi, ready. Izuku, then let's do this. They all rush at them. Ochako used her satellite stunner and shot a bunch of earth beasts and defeated them. Nezuko blasted a bunch of monsters with her titanium laser, but one of them snuck up behind her. Nezuko, oh no. Kurumi, I got your back. Zafkiel's 7th bullet. Zion. She shot the earth beast and froze it in time. Nezuko, phew. That was close. Kurumi, hurry. I can't keep it frozen for too long. Nezuko, right. She switched her titanium laser to the titanium axe and slashed and destroyed it. Nezuko, that's an awesome quirk you have. Kurumi, thanks. I'll explain more about it later. Ruby used her incredible speed and Tyranno staff to beat about a dozen earth beasts at once. Blake was slashing any monsters that came to her with ease. Toga created a tornado and it dragged 10 earth beasts in. When they gathered into one single place, Weiss froze them all in one attack before Zelda used her laser lamp to blast them to bits. Yang used her jungle bow and knocked a bunch of earth beasts back. Then, she brought out the jungle mace and threw it at them, destroying them. About 15 earth beasts charged at Raphtalia. But they didn't stand a chance. Stella, Spin Sword. Stella, Fire Smasher. She charged in at a bunch of earth beasts in her way and destroyed them all with ease. Tohru used her dragon sword and slashed at a bunch of earth beasts. Then she turned to find more coming at her, so she put in the Sky Brothers card and got the Hawk Zord. Tohru, Hawk Blast. She sent a blast at the earth beasts and destroyed them. Ryako, Dino Steel. Ryako and Betty, armor on. Betty drilled through a bunch of earth beasts with her Tricera drill. Ryako used her T-Rex smasher and destroyed many earth beasts. Lily, Silver Prism Slash. Lily fire that attack at a bunch of earth beasts and destroyed them. Kami used her magic to levitate a bunch of earth beasts and then bunched them together before destroying them with a single slash. Koneko, Spin Dino Key. She put the key in her Chroma Fury saber and pulled the muzzle 4 times, putting on her armor. Koneko then created a whirlwind attack at a group of earth beasts. It was strong enough to make them crumble away. Chara, Hyper Dino Ki. Chara did the same thing with her ki that Koneko did. Chara then rushed at a bunch of monsters and made a flurry of slashes at them, destroying them. Katsuki used his quirk to propel himself above a group of earth beasts and then again to propel himself towards the middle of the circle of earth beasts. He then swung his Ankelo hammer at full force to create a massive shockwave that made the earth beasts crumbled. Nia threw her tiger claw daggers at 2 earth beasts' heads and they cut right through them. Then the daggers came back to her and she slashed 2 more that tried to attack her from the side, destroying them. Gadget swung his stego axe at 3 earth beasts and destroyed them. Then he ran up to a bunch of other earth beasts and destroyed them. Maria used her Solono claw to slash a bunch of earth beasts. It was as easy as a knife through butter. Clover was having the time of his life blasting every single earth beast he found with his Mosa Razor Blaster. Since his specialty was shooting, this ranger form was perfect for him. As for Izuku, he took down 3 earth beasts per shot with his Tricera Blaster. It was child's play for him. Kurumi, watch out. Izuku looked behind to see an earth beast rushing towards him. He was about to blast it, but a bunch of white hands with a red outline showed up out of nowhere and squeezed the earth beast until it was crushed. Izuku, WOH. Kurumi went to Izuku and got very close to his helmet. Kurumi, are you alright, Izuku? Izuku, too close. Kurumi giggles. Kurumi, sorry. Izuku sighs in relief. Izuku, let's keep going, everyone. Meanwhile, Mandalay, Kota, we're leaving. Kota, idiots. 3 hours later, everyone managed to arrive. They were exhausted, but they made it on time. Izuku, that was close. There were so many. Clover, but we made it. Mandalay, great job, all of you. For a second there, I thought you weren't going to make it. Everyone, hey. Mandalay, sorry. Pixabob, meow, 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 meow. I thought it would take you until night. But you did way better against my dirt monsters than I thought you would. You all were seriously great. Especially you 6. She points at the Master Morphers. Pixabob, it seems like you 6 have had quite a bit of experience. As for the boys. Blake, Pixabob. Don't. Pixabob. Sorry, Blake. My bad. Students, what is she talking about? Clover, hey, I was wondering, who's that kid? He points at Kota. Blake, that's my cousin, Kota. Izuku was about to walk over to him to introduce himself, but Blake held his shoulder to stop him. Blake, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Izuku, why not? Blake, last time a hero student tried to greet himself to Kota, he punched him in the nuts. The girl's jaws dropped and Izuku, Clover, Katsuki, and Gadget flinched upon hearing that. Gadget, geez. Kota walked away, but first he said. Kota, the last thing I want is to hang out with some wannabe heroes besides Blake. They all stood dumbfounded. Izuku, why would he say that? Blake, it's a long story. You see. She explained about the demise of Kota's parents and why he hates heroes. Izuku, poor kid. Later that night. The class were in the hot springs. Let's go to the girls' side of it all. Lily, these hot spring here feels so nice. Chara, I could get used to this. Maria, me too. Kurumi, yeah. Raphtalia, hey, Kurumi. What exactly is your quirk? Kurumi, HM? Oh. I'll explain it. She then explained her quirk. Nia, that's amazing. Weiss, by the way, Kurumi. Why did you get so close to Izuku? He needs his personal space. Kurumi, what? Jealous. Weiss blushed. Weiss, what are you talking about? Kurumi, it's pretty clear you love him. I'm not dense. After all, I'm in love with him too. Koneko, you are? Kurumi, yeah. And I can tell a bunch of you are as well. Koneko, Raphtalia, Betty, Ochiko, Stella, and Nia blushed with Weiss. Kurumi, you can't hide it from me. Raphtalia, no. I don't. Kurumi, then explain that. Raphtalia, HM? Raphtalia noticed her tail wagging. Raphtalia, why tail, why? Betty, how did you know? Kurumi, considering the jealous stares you seven were giving me when I got so close to him, it was pretty obvious. Stella, so what? We're all competing for him. I don't know about you all, but I'd rather we don't fight over a boy. Chara, then don't. Ochiko, what do you mean, sis? Chara, it's quite simple. Just share him. Knowing our leader, he wouldn't want to make any of you feel bad, so he would rather date all of you instead of just one of you. Koneko, that does sound like something he would do. Betty, well, I'm okay with it. What about you all? Most of the girls who had developed feelings towards Izuku agreed with her. Kurumi, however, didn't because... Kurumi, there is only one problem with that. Raphtalia, there is. What is it? Koneko, I think I know. Betty, HM? Kurumi, you see, yesterday, I actually confessed my love to him. However, he believes that I was only teasing him. Weiss, what? Koneko, did you forget that his quirk first manifested during the entrance exam? He was mistaken for being quirkless until then, and we all know how the quirkless are treated. Kurumi, it lowered his self-esteem so much that in his eyes, it's impossible for a girl to actually fall in love with him. Raphtalia, that's horrible. Betty, then what do we do? Maria, prove just how much he means to you all. Nia, what? Just like that. Maria, I didn't say it would be easy. He was bullied for something out of his control, for 10 whole years. Proving your love for him is going to be very, very hard. But not impossible. Koneko, how do you know this? Maria, because Gadget wasn't much different. He was often bullied for his mutant-type quirk. He was pranked by a couple of girls with fake love letters. It took time before I was able to prove that my feelings for him were genuine. And even though Izuku's bullying was much worse, I know it's possible to prove that your love for him is genuine. Trust me. They paused for a moment until... Kurumi, Maria's right. We'll prove our love to him and help heal the mental scars on him. The other girls that fell for Izuku agreed. Raphtalia, then, when should we start? Betty, I say when we're done with the training camp. We need to focus solely on our training for now. Koneko, all right. It's settled. We'll work towards helping Izuku after summer camp. The next day. Aizawa, today, we begin a training camp that will increase your skills exponentially, so that each of you earns a provisional license. This will allow you to face the dangers that continue to fester in the darkness. Proceed carefully. Look alive, Bakugo. He throws Katsuki a ball. Aizawa, try throwing it again. Katsuki, sure. Nezuko, oh. We're checking our progress. Ryako, a lot has happened. Wonder how far Katsuki will blast the ball. Clover, go for it, Kaken. Katsuki, you got it. He then blasts the ball far away, but he only got it improved by about 7 meters. Katsuki, what? I thought it would have been more. Izuku, wait. That may have just been meant to show us that our quirks aren't much stronger now than they were before. Aizawa, exactly. You've had a single semester at UA, and due to your valuable experiences, all of you have improved. But those improvements have mostly been limited to mental prowess and technical skill, with a slight increase in stamina thrown in along the way. Your quirks really haven't grown much stronger unless you're morphed. That's why we're going to focus on improving them. There will be no morphing allowed, and we're going to focus on improving your powers. This'll be so hard, you'll feel like you're dying. Let's hope you all survive. The students gulp in fear. Izuku, this is gonna be torturous. But we're Power Rangers. There is nothing that can keep us down. It was morning and another class was waking up. Kendo, we're focusing on our quirks. Vlad, Class A's already training. You all need to catch up. He signaled them to start moving with him. Vlad, last semester, Class A was in the spotlight. Next semester, it's Class B's turn. From now on, you're shooting for the top. Don't let me down. Tetsu, we're such disappointing students. Setsuna, I get you want everyone to improve our quirks. But we have 20 unique powers in our class. What kind of training will help us all get better? Kamakiri. Yeah, can you be more specific? Vlad. When your muscle fibers are overused, they break and grow back tougher. Thicker. Quirks are the same way. They improve the harder you push them. Stronger after every workout. In other words, there's only one thing to do. You'll have to break yourselves. They then see Class A training. Alpha 5 he'll be doing the quirk commentating. Katsuki Bakugo. One of the Master Morpher's wielders. For his training, he's dunking his hands into boiling water so he can expand his sweat glands. Then, he'll create chain explosions in order to increase the scale of his attacks. Kami was creating illusions while Lily was using her attacks to take them down. Alpha 5, Lily, the Silver Dino Charge Ranger, and Kami Itsushimi, the Blue Ninja Steel Ranger. Kami is working on making more and more illusions at once without tiring out, while Lily is practicing all of her moves on those illusions with no breaks in between so she can build up her energy. Nezuko was shooting out flames with all her might at Tohru, who was flying in the air and using her fire breath to counter it. Alpha 5, Nezuko Kamadu, the Titanium Ranger. She is trying to increase the power of her flames by continuously shooting them out at Tohru, the Megaforce Red Ranger, even if it starts burning her palms while Tohru tries to dodge them or counter them with her fire breath. Zelda was glowing before she stopped to catch her breath. Alpha 5, Zelda Hyul, the Solari's Knight. She is working on creating a new more powerful form she calls Luminescent Zelda. However, it seems that it is very taxing on her energy, so it's still a work in progress. Ryako was in her revealing outfit and trying not to think about it. Alpha 5, Ryako Matoir, the Dino Charge Red Ranger. After some research, Ryako discovered that her embarrassment was forcing her quirk to drain more vital fluid from her than it should, so she's working on getting used to it in public. Poor Ryako. Thankfully, there are vital fluid packets prepared in case she needs them. Blake was fighting a clone of herself. Alpha 5, Blake Belladonna, the Shadow Ranger. She's fighting a clone of herself so she can learn about her flaws in fighting and fix them. Since Blake's quirk allows her to create clones of herself, it will affect both her quirk and her fighting skills. Chara Uraraka, the Red Dino Fury Ranger. She's working on using her determination knives as projectiles instead of weapons. This will help her with fighting from a distance instead of always having to get up close, as well as making the Dino dagger more efficient for her. Ochako was rolling down a mountain in a big plastic ball while floating in the middle. Alpha 5, Ochako Uraraka, the Pink Space Ranger. She's getting her inner ear canals used to zero gravity so she can reduce her nausea. She is also increasing her weight limit. Betty was transforming her hands into dark pink weapons. Alpha 5, Betty Noir, the Dino Charge Pink Ranger. She's working on forming weapons for hands so she won't have to worry about hand-to-hand combat. Nia was healing anyone who was getting too injured. Alpha 5, Nia. Another one of the wielders of the Master Morphers. She's increasing the speed and strength of her healing abilities by healing the others who are getting injured. Weiss was creating as many glyphs as she can, but only some of them fired icicles. Alpha 5, Weiss Schnee, the White Mystic Force Ranger. She's trying to make the amount of glyphs she can use at the same time increase. Raphtalia was concentrating as part of her was invisible. Alpha 5, Raphtalia, the Gold Samurai Ranger. She's working on a technique to hide herself from plain sight so she can gain the upper hand when in trouble. Stella was having her flames surround her. Alpha 5, Stella Vermilion, the Red Samurai Ranger. She's focusing on using her pyrokinesis to use her flames for improving her defense instead of only attacking. Toga was facing Aizawa with a rubber knife. Alpha 5, Himiko Toga, the Pink Mystic Force Ranger. Her quirk can't exactly be improved due to the circumstances behind how it works, so she is working on her weapon skills instead. Kurumi was shooting her time bullets at falling rocks. Each time she shot an attack, she would switch to a different one. Alpha 5, Kurumi Tokisaki. Her quirk gives her time and shadow manipulation. But she focuses more on her time manipulation. The drawback is that every time she uses an attack, it drains some of her energy, so she is practicing on increasing the limit to her energy by continuously shooting falling rocks and switching the effect of the attacks so she can build up her stamina. Koneko was enveloping herself in her ki. Alpha 5, Shironi Tuju, the Green Dino Fury Ranger. She is working on a new technique to increase her physical abilities which she calls Tuki. Yang was in front of Koneko and waited for her to start fighting as they were supposed to fight each other. Alpha 5, Yang Xiaolong, the Jungle Fury Yellow Ranger. Her quirk has been making her think she should let herself get hit, so she has been advised to work smarter instead and not focus on her quirk only. Ruby was in the forest using her quirk and ran into a tree. Alpha 5, Ruby Rose, the Red Dino Thunder Ranger. She is focusing on using her quirk while being able to make sharp turns without running into anything. Gadget was wearing a blindfold and searching for Ruby. Alpha 5, Gadget Wolf, another wielder of the Master Morphers. He's focusing on improving his sense of smell as well as his speed to find Ruby without running into anything, either. Maria curled up into a ball and gathered energy. This but yellow and cyan. Alpha 5, Maria Robotnik, another wielder of the Master Morphers. She's practicing the spin dash technique that she has seen Sonic and Shadow use multiple times. By gathering energy, she is able to increase her speed. Clover was charging up his Justice Blast and releasing it in the air before charging it up again. Alpha 5, Clover Midoriya, another wielder of the Master Morphers and second in command to all of the Rangers. His training to reduce the charge of his quirk by charging and firing continuously. Rin, oh man. This is pretty intense. Vlad, operative types will be raising your limits, maxing out your power. And the rest? You'll mostly focus on strengthening body parts related to your quirks. Now normally, these changes happen gradually as you grow. Aizawa signaled Toga to stop for a little bit and walked over to Vlad. Aizawa, but we don't have time for that. Your class has a lot of work to do. Nito, it figures that the better class would have more members than we. Aizawa, the only reason for that is because of Izuku Midoriya. Kendo, why? Aizawa sighed. Aizawa, because he isn't good with girls, so Nezu thought it would be funny to put him in a classroom with 20 girls. Class B sweat drops. Nito, well. Okay, yeah, I can kinda see that. Kendo, once we team up with Class A, there'll be 44 students here. That's a whole lot of quirks for our homeroom teachers to manage on their own. Aizawa, which is why we called them. Ragdoll, that's correct. 4 kittens in 1 litter. Mandalay, your feline fantasies are here. Say meow. Ragdoll, allow us to lend a helping paw. Tiger, we're champions serving up justice. With our tails. Pixabob, perfectly cute and cat-like heroes. WWPC, we're the wild pussycats. Full version. Katsuki unleashed a massive explosion. Katsuki, F it. Ragdoll, I'm Ragdoll, and my quirk is search. I can look at up to 100 people and know everything about them. Like their location and weakness. Pixabob, with my Earthflow, I can create the ideal training ground for every student. Mandalay, and my quirk is telepath. I can give advice to multiple people at once. Tiger, the name's Tiger. And I'm here to beat you guys to a pulp. Rin, I have questions about him. Tiger, all you kids with strength quirks, time for Tiger's boot camp. Class A's already sweating. So catch up quick. They saw Izuku doing his training. Tiger, come on, show me what you got. Izuku, 15% Detroit Smash. He barely missed Tiger and got punched into a tree. Tiger, if you don't push yourself, you won't shred your muscle fibers, and then you won't get stronger. Izuku, yes sir. Tiger, I can't hear you. Izuku, yes sir. Kaibara, he's scary. Tiger, you wanna be plus ultra, don't you? Then show me what that means. Izuku, yes sir. Shishida, that guy is way more intense than I expected. Vlad, there's a lot going on at UA, so it's hard for us to spare much staff for the hero course first years. Aizawa, based on their experience and range of powers, these 4 were the most logical choice to help you enhance your quirks in such a short amount of time. Vlad, don't fall behind Class A. Do me proud. Class B, Yes, sir. Izuku got ready to fight again, unaware that Kota was watching from behind a tree. Kota, I don't get why they do this. What is Blake thinking about? He turned his head to see Gadget blindfolded. Gadget. Hey kid. Kota, Gadget, I'll leave you alone, if you want. He left. Kota, that was odd. Later. Pixabob. Now, remember what I said? We're not serving your food anymore. Ragdoll, if you guys wanna eat, you'll have to make your own meals. Starting with curry. Students. Yes, And so, the students all got to work. Stella started the fire and they were able to make their curry. The curry they made wasn't nearly as good as the other curry, but they still ate it. Although. Mandalay. Kota. It's time for dinner. Where are you? Izuku noticed where Kota was going. So he offered to take Kota's dinner to him and followed him. He ended up at the top of a mountain and heard Kota's stomach rumbling. Izuku, hungry? Here. I brought some curry. Kota, no way. How'd you find this place? Izuku, oh, sorry. I followed your footsteps. I figured you would want something to eat before it gets cold. Kota, whatever. I'm just fine. So get lost. And forget about my secret hideout. Izuku, this is a secret hideout? Kota, Spending your entire life trying to improve your quirks. It's dumb. All you wanna do is show off. I don't understand why Blake hangs out with you people. Get lost. Izuku, hey, About your parents. I was wondering. They were the water hose heroes, right? Kota, did Mandalay tell you? Izuku, no. Kota, was it Blake? Izuku, not exactly. She told us a little about what happened to them. She wouldn't go on because she said it was your story to tell, even if you would never share it with us. But she did mention what heroes they were. After she told us what happened, my brother and I remembered reading about that horrible incident a few years ago. Kota, go away. Everyone here's so crazy. Calling people stupid names like hero and villain, and then killing each other because of it. Always focusing on their quirks. If they hadn't been showing off, they'd still be here. Idiots. Izuku, it's not heroes that's the problem. Kota hates quirks. And this entire superhuman society. Kota, we're done here. Go back to camp with the other losers and Blake. Izuku, hey. My friend. This guy I know really well. He didn't inherit any abilities from his parents. Kota, huh? Izuku, it's a hereditary thing. Nowadays, it's really uncommon. He admired heroes so much, and wanted to be one. Thing is, you can't usually become a hero unless you've got some kinda quirk. But still. My friend refused to accept that, and hopes for a miracle. He tried to use telekinesis. And to breathe fire. But it was no good. There are lots of different ways to think about how quirks work. So, we might not be on the same page. But I think that if you reject them completely, it'll only make life harder for you. Kota, will you just leave me alone already? Izuku, sorry. I have a habit of rambling at times. Mom says it runs in the family. Here, I'll leave the curry. He does that and leaves. Kota, shut up. All of you. Just stop it. The next day. It was back to training again. Izuku, hey, Mr. Aizawa. It's already the third day of camp. Aizawa, stay focused, kid. Izuku, I was just wondering if the other teachers from UA will be joining us. Aizawa, like I said before we came out here. To keep the camp a secret from the villains. Hardly anyone knows where we are. Ragdoll, that's why you get to work out with us 4 pussycats. Aizawa, and think about it. We believe All Might is one of the League's targets, so we can't have him here. It's for your own safety. For better or for worse, that's what he gets for standing out so much. Izuku, seems like it's mostly for worse these days. Pixabob, more importantly, tonight's gonna be fun. We're pitting classes against each other in a test of courage. I know you've been training hard today. And later, you'll get to play hard. How's that for a reward? Kendo, it just sounds like more training. Lily. And training in the dark, no less. Rin. How much can we do in one day? Nito. At least we get to beat Class A, am I right? Pixabob. Don't slack now. Make sure you keep on pushing yourself as you work. Students. Yes, Later. Ochiko. Whoa. Katsuki, you're really good with that knife. Katsuki. I love to cook. Now it's time for me to add the spices. Izuku and Clover. No. Everyone looked at the twin brothers. Katsuki. No? Koneko. Why not? Clover. Because Kaken may be a great cook, but he overspices the food way too much. Katsuki. Well, my parents like my cooking. Izuku. It's probably because their quirks reduce the spiciness that your food brings. But not everyone can handle that. Or did you forget what happened during our 12th birthday party where you made the dinner and the food was so hot? We spewed out fire and nearly burned down the apartment. Katsuki. Well. Okay, fair point. Later that night. Pixabob. Perfect. We've filled our bellies and cleaned the dishes. It's time for your test of courage. Okay, Class B is going to start out as our scarers. When they're in place, Class A will leave in pairs every 3 minutes. There are tags with your names on them at the far end of the route. Your goal is to collect them. Now, the scarers can't make physical contact. Use your quirks to terrify the others. Got it? Tiger. The winners are the creative students who make the most people wet their pants. Katsuki. Dude, seriously? Pixabob. All right. Everyone draw to see who your partner will be. Team 1. Nia and Betty. Team 2. Katsuki and Kami. Team 3. Gadget and Maria. Team 4. Stella and Kurumi. Team 5. Clover and Chara. Team 6. Izuku and Blake. Honestly, the rest aren't going to be relevant. Anyways. Clover and Chara were now taking their turn. So far, Yui was scaring everyone. However, Kendo. Hey, do you smell something? It smells like a gorilla. Smoke then came in and Honinuki passed out. Seeing what happened, Kendo used her quirks to keep Yui from passing out as well. Pixabob. What's this foul smell in the air? Then, Pixabob glowed red and was sent into the forest. Everyone. Pixabob. Izuku then noticed that Blake was gone. And he knew exactly where she was going. She was going after Kota. Izuku. Mandalay. Let me go after Blake. I know where Kota is and I likely know where Blake is too. Mandalay, then go. Izuku nodded and then left. But after he left. Unwon character. Seems like you've just realized the situation you're in now. What they saw made their eyes widen. It was already shocking enough that there were villains here. But the real shock was the one behind the strange smell. Rangers. Goldar? Goldar. Greetings, puny Power Rangers. I just thought I'd stop by to say hello. Ha 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 ha. Before I say goodbye forever. It's been nice knowing YA. The remaining Rangers morphed. Koneko. Mandalay. Tiger. Be careful. That's Goldar. He's no joke. Mandalay. Just stay close. We'll make it through this. The attack on the training camp has only just begun. So, this was the end of part 4 of this series. Stay tuned for next part of this series, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.